I need your opinion. Your frank and honest opinion. What do you think of Doug Bailey?
Well, frankly and honestly, I think he's dull, boring, and completely impossible.
You're right. He never paid any attention to me either.
That's not the point.
Hey, something new's been added.
Exchange student program.
Wonder who we can exchange for him.
Aye, that would be exciting. Buenos Aires is the Paris of South America.
Maracas in the moonlight.
Flamencos to a mad guitar.
Dawn over the Andes.
And I understand there are 4 men to every woman.
That'd be heaven if a girl only got half her share.
It certainly sounds exciting.
Cathy, do you suppose... No, my family'd never let me go. Hey, but you could go.
Oh, I'm afraid my family wouldn't let me go either.
Well, they're in England.
No, I mean my family here.
Aren't you a little bit confused? The Lanes aren't your family.
Well, they certainly think of me as one of their own, and they wouldn't let me go any more than they'd let Patty go.
Oh, Cathy, don't be ridiculous. Of course they would. I mean, you're just a visitor.
Cynthia, that's silly.
Huh? One way to find out. Ask them.
I have a good mind to do that just to prove you're wrong.
I dare you to try it. You'll see I'm right. You know, my grandfather has a saying. After a few days, fish and visitors start to spoil.
Meet Cathy, who lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! Thought they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Cathy adores a minuet,
The ballet russe and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves to rock and roll, the hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are 2 of a kind.
He'll be ready in a couple of minutes, Ross.
You said that an hour ago.
Well, I had a little trouble with the fire going out.
You know, if we'd done these in the kitchen on the broiler, we'd be finished eating by now.
You're the only kid I know who doesn't like charcoal broiled steaks.
Dad, it's the space age. Why put up with Stone Age cooking?
Steaks on! All right, everybody, let's go. Steaks on.
Coming, Sergeant.
Okay, now let's see. Natalie, medium well. Ross, well done. How do you eat them that way? And Cathy, charred on the outside, pink in the middle.
Thank you, Uncle Martin. You never forget, do you?
Oh, why would I forget, honey? You've been here long enough. See now, Patty and the chef, both medium.
Thanks, Papa.
Not well done enough.
Have you ever tried charcoal broiled charcoal?
Mine's perfect, Martin.
Mine, too.
How's yours, Kath?
Oh, fine, Uncle Martin. Thank you. What's the matter, Cathy? You're like in another world. Nothing, Patty. I was just thinking. About what? Well, I really don't know quite how to say this.
Well, you know, there's nothing you can't tell us.
I know, but I wouldn't want you to misunderstand.
Well, the suspense is killing me, Cathy. What is it?
Well, I may have an opportunity to get an exchange scholarship. A scholarship? Where? Argentina.
Argentina?
Why would you want to go to Argentina? Well, I understand Buenos Aires is very exciting, like Rome or Madrid.
Yes, I've heard it's a very cosmopolitan city.
You mean too sophisticated?
Oh, well, not for you, honey. You've lived in big cities before.
Yeah, but Cathy'd be all alone down there. Not really, Patty. They'd put me with an Argentine family.
But they'd be strangers. You wouldn't know anyone.
Well, now, when Cathy came here, we were all strangers, too.
I never considered you strangers. Cathy, do you know how far Argentina is?
I know.
You mean too far for me to go?
Of course it's not too far.
Are you kidding, Papa?
Now, just a minute, everybody. Look, there's an atlas on my desk. Cathy, would you get it, and we'll find out exactly how far it is.
You don't need an atlas. I can tell you exactly how... Oh,
I'm sure you can.
my shin.
Oh, I'm sorry. Look, none of you seems to understand, but this is a big opportunity for Cathy, but she's got a conflict about it because she thinks we don't want her to go.
She's right. If Cathy leaves, I'll be devastated.
It would be like losing my own daughter.
Who'll help me with my homework?
Now, wait a minute. In the first place, she's not going yet. She's just thinking about it. And in the second place, if we're going to be fair to Cathy, we've got to let her decide this by herself. Don't you see that?
I don't think she can't do this to me.
Martin.
I don't care about being fair.
Now, hold on. You just don't seem to understand. It's hard enough for Cathy to make a decision like this without your making it any harder.
What are we supposed to do? Be cheerful?
Exactly. That's what I want you to do. Be cheerful. In fact, we've got to convince her that we're happier about this than she is, no matter how we feel. Now,
I can't believe how far Argentina is. 5,300 miles.
well, that's only 10 or 11 hours by plane.
Yeah, sometimes it takes us that long to get across town.
I'll get it.
Well, as long as nobody minds my going,
You know we'll miss you.
I'll miss you too.
Well, you can come and visit us on your vacations.
Yes, I suppose so.
Let's face it, Kath, this is too big an opportunity for you to pass up.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
It's for you, Cap. Cynthia.
Well, how did we do?
Well, not bad. But we're going to have to do even better if we're going to convince her.
You won't believe this, Cynthia. Not only didn't they object to my leaving, they actually seemed quite cheerful about it. Yes, they didn't object at all. Isn't that wonderful? Well, of course. Oh, yes, I'm just so miserable I could die. I thought they'd put up a little fuss. Oh, what can I do? I'll just go right downtown tomorrow after school and fill out an application. Well, of course I'll miss them, but we'll write. And you know something else, Cynthia? Your grandfather was right about visitors and fish. Hello,
Hi,
I'm Cathy Lane.
I'm Colette Dayute.
Well, it's nice to meet you.
Thank you. Are you going to Argentina?
Possibly. Are you?
Uh-huh, it's sort of a prize.
Oh, really? What for?
I won the Miss Teenage America contest.
Oh, well, congratulations. Tell me, did you have much trouble getting your parents' permission to go?
Oh, I'll say, for a while I didn't think they were going to let me. What a fuss they put up.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Pardon?
Nothing.
Cathy Lane?
Excuse me.
You certainly have a very good record.
Thank you. I'm going to love going to your country.
I think you will like Argentina.
Oh, I'm sure I'll love it. I've always wanted to go to Buenos Aires. The music, the fiestas.
Well, perhaps someday you will.
Someday?
What would be the point of sending you to Buenos Aires? It would be like sending you to Paris or Rome.
Is that bad?
No. But the purpose of this program is for you to absorb some of our native culture, our customs. You are going to Fin del Mundo.
Fin del Mundo? Where is that?
It's a small village high in the Andes, very colorful.
And very isolated.
Oh, very. You'll find it an ideal place to study. No distractions.
And no boy. I mean, no distractions at all.
Of course, Fin del Mundo has its boys. Fine boys in whose veins the blood of the conquistadores still boils.
Even at that altitude?
But naturally, your chaperone will be with you night and day to make sure they do not harm you.
Naturally.
Would you fill this in, please?
We gotta find something out about that place or she won't go there.
Listen to this. Argentina has some of the most colorful fiestas in South America.
That's not the kind of thing we're looking for. And will you please stop eating those potato chips and concentrate?
I'm using them to keep my place.
Uh-oh.
What's the matter?
This is about the courtship customs down there.
Yeah? Any pictures?
All I know is Cathy better watch her step. She gets A in math and science, but when it comes to men, that's a whole different story.
Yeah, but you got an A in biology, too.
So she can dissect a frog. What's biology got to do with men? Pretty complicated. Listen. When a girl wishes to show that she is single and available, she places a rose behind her right ear. If she places it behind her left ear...
She's available, but not single.
It means she's single, available, and interested. Now, if she drops the rose when she passes a boy, it means she's...
A Butterfinger.
It means she's attracted to the boy and would welcome in advance. Oh, boy, I think Cathy's going to be in big trouble down there.
I don't think so.
Why not?
She's allergic to roses.
Ross, will you fill your mouth with potato chips and keep reading?
Hello, Martin.
Oh, hello, Martin. Whatever happened to the mad gay blonde who used to smother me with kisses at the door?
I'm sorry, dear. I guess I just haven't felt too gay since Cathy decided to leave us. Gee, do you remember how frightened and shy she was when she first came to us? My heart went out to her.
Oh, I know how you feel, Nat. I love her, too, but this is something that she wants to do. This is something that's very important to her. We can't hold her back.
Papa, we got something that's going to put out the fire.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever happened to hello, Dad, how's your game?
I'm sorry, Papa, but this is important. Listen, go ahead, Ross, read it.
Ross, why do you insist on using potato chips as bookmarks?
Listen, in some South American countries, the average lifespan of the native population is a mere 32 years.
Very interesting.
Papa, interesting. Don't you realize that Cathy's going to be cut down in the prime of her life and it's going to be our fault? Okay, look, if that doesn't impress you, listen to this. Quite often in South America, young girls are betrothed at the ages of 9 and 10 and married by the time they are 12 or 13.
Are the two of you really worried about Cathy's getting married?
Of course not. I'm worried about her being an old maid. By the time she gets there, all the 9 and 10-year-olds will be taken.
And just what do you intend to do with this choice bit of information?
Tell Cathy, of course.
Oh, no, you won't.
Papa, when a person runs across a choice piece of information like this, it's her duty to speak up.
And now look, the two of you, just sit down over here for a minute. Have a little talk about this. Now look, both of you love Cathy, right?
Of course we
Right.
do.
Well, now then, you certainly don't want to be millstones around her neck, do you?
No, sir.
All right. Now, Patty, one thing you're not is selfish. I mean, you're always giving your time to other people, extending yourself for them. Can you do less for Cathy?
No, Papa, I guess not.
Hey, wait a minute. I'm just as unselfish as she is.
Of course you are. Now, here's the point. So far, we've done a pretty good job of convincing Cathy that she's free to go. But as the time for her to leave gets nearer, her doubts are going to get more intense. So we have to step up our efforts to make her feel that we're pleased she's going, that we're delighted, in fact.
You mean we have to bend over backwards to convince her?
Exactly.
Okay.
Good. How about you, son?
Well, I sure don't want to be a millstone.
That's my boy.
What's a millstone?
Hi, Cathy.
Hello, Uncle Martin.
Did you get your application filled out?
Yes, but you'll have to sign it to make it official.
Oh, what'd they say about your chances?
Very good.
Marvelous.
Uncle Martin. If you've changed your mind, it's not too late.
Changed my mind about what?
About my going.
Oh, of course not. I tell you, let me have the application. I'll sign it right now.
Uncle Martin? I'm not going to Buenos Aires, you know.
You're not?
No, I'm going to a little town called Fin del Mundo.
Oh, uh-huh.
It's actually not a town, it's a village. Do you know what Fin del Mundo means?
Oh, let's see. I used to be pretty good at Spanish. Fin means,
End.
end, right? And mundo means...
World.
End of the world. Gee, it sounds pretty isolated.
Oh, it is. It's way up in the mountains.
Ah, that's wonderful, because that's the way you get the real feel of the country.
Nobody speaks English.
Perfect. You know that's the only way to learn a foreign language. All right, there you are, honey. You should be pretty excited.
Oh, yes, I am. Terribly.
Hello, Cathy.
Hello, Aunt Natalie.
What's new?
Uncle Martin just signed my application for the scholarship.
Oh. How does it look?
Very encouraging.
Oh, marvelous.
Aunt Natalie,
Yes?
you shouldn't be doing that. It's my job.
Well, as long as you're leaving us, I better get used to doing it again.
Now, if my leaving is going to cause you any extra work, I won't go.
Nonsense, dear. As a matter of fact, with one less person in the house, there'll be less work for me.
Oh, yes, of course.
Hey, Cat. Come here a minute.
Yes, Ross, what is it?
Well, I don't want to get emotional about this, but we've been pretty close, haven't we?
Of course we have.
I mean, anything you want me to do, I'll do, right?
Well, yes, and the same goes for me. And, Ross, you know I'd do anything you want me not to go, to do.
You're definitely going to Argentina, aren't you?
I suppose, so far. Why?
I don't know if I should ask you this. It's awful big.
Is it about my going to Argentina?
Yeah.
Ross, ask.
Well, when you go, would you ask Dad if Patty and me can split your allowance?
Patty, are you in there? Yeah, Kath, can you squeeze through? Patty, what's happened to this place? Oh, I didn't think you'd notice. What is all this? Oh, I just redecorated. Redecorated? Yeah. I figure since I'm going to be here alone, I can really spread out. Would you like a soda? No, thank you. How about an ice cream cone with sprinkles? Patty, you never told me I was in the way. Well, you're not in the way, Cathy. I've enjoyed crowding myself into this room to share it with you. I crowded you? Oh, no, I didn't mean it that way. I thought we were like sisters. Well, closer than sisters. But you want to go to Argentina, don't you? Patty, what if I... Yeah? Nothing. Cathy, do you really... What, Patty? Nothing.
Dinner's ready, kids.
What were you going to say? Nothing, Kath. I know you'll love Argentina.
Anything besides bills, Kath?
Yes, notice to report from my medical examination.
Yeah, that's the last step before Argentina, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, as healthy as you are, the only thing that could stop you is an attack of gout.
Gout? That's ridiculous. You're too young.
Oh, really? Then perhaps I should tell you what happened when I got up this morning. I had a terrible crick in my back.
Right here?
That's the spot.
Me too. It sure hurts, doesn't it?
Yes.
You ever get a pain back here?
All the time.
What do you do for it?
Nothing.
That's the best thing. You'll have to live with it. Now, back to your medical history. Have you ever had the measles?
Yes.
Mumps?
Yes.
Whooping cough?
Yes.
Chicken pox?
Yes.
Beriberi?
Yes, yes.
Scurvy?
Yes.
Ishimoto syndrome?
Yes.
Well, that's all there is. You've had every disease there is on the list.
Oh, my. Does that eliminate me?
Oh, no. With your medical history, you should be immune to anything.
Splendid. Well, what?
When do we start the countdown?
Not for a couple of days. They'll send the official letter to Uncle Martin.
Oh, are you sure you passed?
Well, of course I passed. I've never been sick a day in my life.
Gee, that's tough.
You mean you don't want me to go?
Cathy, I hope you make out better in Spanish than you have in English. Tough means great.
Oh, I see.
Boy, you must be thrilled about passing, huh?
Oh, yes, yes. As a matter of fact, it's the toughest thing that's ever happened to me.
Martin!
On my way. What is it?
It's from the exchange program.
Oh, boy.
You don't suppose we could burn it?
Don't tempt me. Dear Mr. Lane, we regret to inform you that your niece, Catherine, has been rejected for the exchange student program.
Martin.
Her medical history shows a background of pellagra and...
Pellagra?
I never knew she had pellagra.
Martin, you're not going to believe this, but Cathy has never had pellagra.
You sure?
Of course I know her medical history like a book. Don't you see? She made it up.
Why?
Because she's got a bad case of you don't love me anymore.
Do you mean that all this time we've been trying to convince her that she was free to go? She's been trying to get us to...
Say that we love her too much to let her go.
That was marvelous.
Thank you, dear.
Hey, Dad, you want to hear a great riddle?
Sure.
What's green and flat and has 4 red wheels?
Our front lawn. You lied about the red wheels.
Kill that, Patty.
You have 2 choices for dessert, pie or coffee cake.
I certainly will miss your coffee cake, Aunt Natalie.
Yeah, but with all that coffee down there, they must have some coffee cake.
Ross, you've got the wrong country. Coffee comes from Brazil. I'm going to Argentina.
Oh, Kath.
Yes, Uncle Martin?
I hate to disappoint you, Cathy, but you're not going to Argentina.
What? You mean that, Papa?
No kidding?
Why not, Uncle Martin?
For a very simple reason. Because we'd all miss you too much.
He's
Sounds
right,
to be empty
dear.
without you.
Well, I was looking forward to it.
Well, I'm sorry about that, honey, but you mean too much to us.
You mean you won't let me go?
I absolutely forbid it.
Uncle Martin, you're not serious.
I am.
Isn't that being a bit selfish?
It is.
You're asking me to give up a marvelous opportunity.
I know it.
But you have no idea how I was looking forward to it.
Well, now, wait a minute. Maybe I'm wrong, and if I'm being pig-headed about it, I...
No, Uncle Martin, you've every right to be wrong and pig-headed. I mean, you're right. If you don't want me to go to Argentina, I'll make the sacrifice.
Good. Well, now that that's settled, how about dessert?
You have only to ask. What would you like?
I think I'll have a piece of pie.
Cake for me.
It's a celebration. I'll take both.
Cathy?
Nothing for me, thank you. I've had my dessert. What's going on?
I was just watching Doug Bailey, that dream.
Oh, really, Patty?
I think he's going to ask me for a date. He never stopped watching me all during history.
I think Doug Bailey is a perfect drop.
That's drip.
Well, either way, I wouldn't go out with him if he were the last person in the world.
Nobody's asking you to.
Hi, girls.
Hi, Doug.
Hello, Doug.
Hey, Kath, you doing anything right now?
No, why?
I thought maybe we'd go over to the malt shop and get a soda.
I'd love to, Doug.
Terrific.
See you later, Patty.
Bye, Pat.
How do you like that? If I kept my big mouth shut, she'd be in Argentina by now.
Here's Cathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. The Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of us.
It's on the shelf where you left it, dear.
Oh.
Hey, Papa, didn't I hear you talking about Marie Antoinette last week?
Oh, yes, you did. Well, that's terribly expensive. Richard can never afford to take you there.
What are you talking about?
The French restaurant. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the Queen of France who lost her head in the basket.
I'm glad you didn't bring that up before dinner.
What about Marie Antoinette?
Well, I have to write a term paper for history.
Oh, yes, history. I think you got a C on your midterm in that, didn't you?
Oh, what'd you say, Ma? I can't hear you.
She said you got a C in history, didn't you?
Heard her.
Let me tell you something, young lady. If your next paper is not outstanding, there'll be no dating for 2 weeks.
Papa,
Well, I'm sorry, but with the kind of grades you've been getting, you'll never get into a decent college.
is it fair to penalize me just because I don't have a head for old dates?
Do all right with young ones.
Patty, perhaps if you thought of it as a boy's phone number, it might help you. Like Robert Fulton, 1807. Henry Hudson, 1609. Marie Antoinette, 1789. That's pretty good. I have a good head for phone numbers. Marie Antoinette, 1987.
You have dialed the wrong number.
I think you just phoned General de Gaulle.
Meet Cathy, who lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. The Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair. But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Cathy adores a minuet,
The ballet russe and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves to rock and roll, the hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Hi, Patty.
Hi, Rich.
How about making the basketball game tonight?
I can't. I have to work on my term paper. My father says if I don't get better than a C in history, it's going to be home on the range for 2 weeks.
Gee, that's practically capital punishment. Oh, I've got Jim. I'll call you at home.
Okay.
Gee, I'm sorry. I didn't see you.
That's okay. Next time I'll put on my headlights.
Did I hurt you?
Not yet, but keep trying. That's yours. Thank you. Excuse me.
Yeah?
I think we got something a little mixed up here. That's yours, and this orange one is mine. And there you go. You know, you really ought to be more careful. You could hurt someone, including yourself. Goodbye. Patty. Hi, Ross.
You bumped into the brain.
Yeah, me with no collision insurance.
What do you mean the brain? Well, his IQ's so high, you need an oxygen mask to measure it. You know the type that's always correcting the teacher?
Oh, yeah.
But what can you expect? He's a transfer from Boston. He's in my history class.
History? And he's good at it?
Is he? I think he knows more about history than Charlton Heston.
Boy, he sounds like he's got real depth.
Don't tell me you're interested.
Oh, well, Roz, I feel it's our duty to make a newcomer feel welcome.
pardon me. Is this seat taken?
Oh,
it's you.
No, there's no one. Oh, let me help
Oh,
you.
thank you.
Sorry.
That's
Did I
okay.
hurt you?
I'm so glad I ran into you again because I wanted to fall
apologize.
Let me take that.
Thank you. I really do want to apologize. It was so clumsy of me bumping into you like that this morning.
You didn't bump into me. I bumped into you.
Oh, now I know it's very nice of you to try and take the blame, but I won't have it. It was my fault. I distinctly remember bumping into you and then saying, how clumsy of me, and I never apologized to that interesting-looking boy.
Oh, that's all right. Me?
Yes. You're new here, aren't you?
Yeah, but I'm used to that. My father's a surgeon in the Army, so I've been in and out of lots of different schools.
Oh, my, isn't that exciting?
Did I get you?
No, that's all right. I had something in my eye anyway. That kind of washed it out. I guess you could say you really dig grapefruit.
It's very high in vitamin C, you know. You get 39 to 47 milligrams per 100 grams of grapefruit, which is 50% of your minimum daily requirement.
Is that right?
Most people don't know that.
No, you've got a wealth of information.
Well, I like to keep up on things, current events and so forth.
So do I. Of course, my big hang-up is history.
No kidding. History's my favorite subject. I'm going to major in it in college.
Isn't that a coincidence? Except I have one problem.
Oh? What's that?
I can't seem to remember things.
Oh.
Maybe it's because it all happened so long ago.
Well, that's what history is, you know.
You know what my biggest problem is? Writing about history. I have to do a term paper this weekend. Oh, boy, am I having trouble with it.
Well, listen, look, I'd be glad to help you.
Oh, no. One thing I never do is allow anyone to write my term papers.
I didn't mean I'd actually write it for you.
Oh.
But I'd be glad to discuss it with you and, kind of look over your outline.
Oh, that's great, because my biggest problem is outlines.
Anytime.
How about tonight?
Gee, sure.
Well, that's great. I'm glad I bumped into you. I knew you'd be an interesting boy. Is there any salt on the table?
Oh, yes, certainly.
Thank you.
Here. Oh, look what I did to your blouse.
Oh, that's okay. I was going to throw it away anyway. And the skirt, too. Whole crummy outfit. I can't tell you how much I appreciate your coming over.
Oh, no problem. I was glad to.
Good.
Shall we get started?
Oh, well, sure. Now, here's the typewriter, and here's some typewriter paper. Do we need anything else?
How about your outline?
Outline?
You said you made an outline for your paper.
Oh, the outline. Yeah, I'll go get it.
Patty,
Yes,
can I ask you a question?
of course.
Who's this fellow Richard I always see hanging around you?
Richard?
Yeah.
Oh, Richard. Oh, he's just a friend of the family's.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'll be right back.
Nat, how long are we supposed to stay in here anyway?
Till Patty tells us we can come out.
Maybe I better look and see if she's left some bread and water outside.
She says he's very shy.
Who is he anyway?
Oh, he's a new boy in school. Patty's helping him to adjust.
Hi there.
Is that the outline?
Yeah.
I thought I'd type.
Oh, good. Why don't you type?
Oh, okay.
Because typing is one of my drawbacks.
Let's hear what you've got.
The French Revolution. That's what I call it.
Oh, all right.
Okay. Now, I think it should be broken down to 4 main parts.
Uh-huh.
How about starting with the causes of the revolution?
That's a good place to start.
Well, because if there weren't any causes, there wouldn't have been any revolution.
Number 1, the causes.
Right.
What have you got next?
Well, I can't seem to figure out what number 2 should be.
Well, it could be the beginning of the revolution or the acts of the assembly.
Yeah, but then I can't figure out which should be second and which should be third.
Suppose we make the beginning of the revolution second and the acts of the assembly third.
Very good. Put it down just the way I said it. Number 4. Number 4. You know, Henry, that's the most difficult decision of all.
Well, it could be the formation of the National Assembly or the Reign of Terror. Either one's pretty good.
Yeah, but that's what makes it so difficult to decide. I'll tell you what, put them both down. Well, there's the outline. It went much faster than I thought it would. Now all I have to do is, excuse me.
Hi, Patty.
Hi, Rich.
Thought I'd stop in for a while.
Good. My father's waiting for you in the den.
Your father?
Yeah, he's got the chessboard all set up. Papa, Richard's here to see you.
Hi, Mr. Lane. Mrs. Lane?
Hello, Richard.
Well, what is it, Richard?
What is what?
You wanted to see me?
I thought you wanted to see me.
Well, it's always nice to see you, Richard.
Patty said something about having the chessboard set up.
Chess? Oh. You want to play some chess?
I'd love to. In fact, I always wanted to learn how to play chess.
You do read, don't you?
There's the outline.
That's great.
Shall we start roughing out some of the details?
Yeah, sure. I never believe in putting anything off.
Okay. Go ahead.
What kind of detail did you have in mind?
You know, where we have causes, we rough out some of the principal causes.
Oh, that's what I was going to suggest. Okay, the causes. The primary cause of the French Revolution was, let me see now, how shall I put this?
Are you trying to say that the system of taxation was very unfair to the lower and middle classes?
Yeah, that's the general idea, but I wanted to put it a different way. I know, put this down. The system of taxation was very unfair to the lower and middle classes.
That's what I just said.
Oh, you see? I guess that's why they say history repeats itself. Time to be taking a shower. I believe in clean living. What's new, Kath, besides ho, ho, ho?
What's more important, what have you been up to?
What do you mean?
Nothing.
Cathy, if you've got something on your mind, I'd rather you got it off.
Well, I was wondering, is that boy who was at our house last night helping you with your history paper?
Whatever gave you that idea?
Well, I heard today that he's very good in history, and I just put 2 and 2 together.
Well, you didn't get 4. He's helping me with my history outline, and I'm helping him to adjust. And believe me, my job is much harder than his.
Patty.
Cathy, don't you have to run along to your class now?
I don't have anything this period.
Oh, well, I do. Excuse me. Hi, Henry.
Say, I really enjoyed working with you.
Yeah, you certainly were a big help in crystallizing my thinking. Would you like to come by tonight and help me crystallize some more?
Gee, I'd like to. But my mother and father are going to a meeting at the hospital tonight, and I've got to stay home and babysit my kid brother.
Gee, that's too bad. We're already halfway through.
Yeah. I know what. As long as I've got to stay home anyhow, why don't I go ahead and do the second half?
Oh, no, I couldn't let you do that.
Why not? I've got all my assignments done for the next 2 weeks.
Well, if you insist, but I want to remind you of one thing. Every piece of work I hand in will be my own.
Oh, of course. I just meant I was going to make some rough notes for you to look over.
Okay.
What are you going to do tonight?
Well, I guess I'll go to bed early because I'm going to have a terrible headache.
How can you tell that now?
Whenever I work on a term paper, I get a terrible headache.
Hi, Patty.
Hi, Rich.
I think I better run. Bye.
Bye, Henry.
Excuse me. What's with you and that guy anyway?
Nothing. He's new here, and I'm helping him to adjust.
Adjust?
Yeah. I feel so sorry for him. He's been in and out of hospitals.
Looks like he's in good health to me.
You see, it's all internal. They can't seem to put their finger on it.
Oh. Did you finish your history paper?
No, not yet.
Oh, if you don't have to go home and work on it, I thought we could go to the movies tonight.
I'd love to go to a movie.
But what about your history paper?
Believe me, it's in great shape. And really, I must get out from under this mental strain.
Be with you in a second.
No rush. The feature doesn't start for an hour.
Great.
Remember me? Henry.
Oh, did you think I was Patty?
Aren't you?
Didn't she tell you
Who? Tell me what?
that she has a cousin, Cathy?
No.
Oh, well, I'm Cathy, and I'm terribly sorry that you don't know where Patty is. And there's no point of you waiting around.
But I've got her history paper all finished.
Oh! Oh, well, you wait right there. I just remembered where Patty is.
Who was that?
Somebody for Cathy.
Oh, where is she?
At the library. Rich, I just got this terrible headache from not eating and doing schoolwork. Would you please make me some hamburgers?
Well, why can't we get them when we go out?
Oh, because nobody in the world makes hamburgers like you do.
That's only when I barbecue.
Well, there's some barbecue sauce in the kitchen. Please, Rich.
Where are you going?
I'll be right back. The meat is in the refrigerator. Hi, Henry. What a surprise. I'm sorry to have kept you waiting, but I was upstairs. Won't you come in?
Oh, thank you. That girl with the English accent's your cousin, huh?
Yeah, isn't she cute? I thought you were babysitting.
Oh, my dad's coming down with a cold, so they decided not to go.
Oh.
I thought you'd want to look over your term paper. I just finished it.
What do you mean, finished it?
Well, you know, finished roughing it out.
Oh. Boy, you do a pretty neat job of roughing it out.
Glad you like it.
I'll tell you what, Henry. I'll read it over tonight, and we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Why don't you look it over now? Then if you want to make any changes, we can do it tonight.
Hey, Patty, where's the barbecue sauce?
Who's that?
That?
That guy who's yelling for barbecue sauce.
Oh, that. That's Cathy's boyfriend. He's making some hamburgers for them.
And she doesn't know where the barbecue sauce is?
Well, she only just came over from England. Excuse me.
Oh, see if they have an extra. I'm starved.
Oh, okay. Hey, look, while I'm gone, why don't you read that over and give me your honest opinion?
But I wrote it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well then, why don't you read it over for spelling? Be right back. Here.
How do they look?
Oh, yummy. Look, I'm gonna leave that door closed because I don't want you to smoke up the house. Oh.
Boy, that smells good.
Henry, why don't you go out and get a couple of hamburgers?
Why don't we eat with them?
Oh, they only have enough for two.
Come and get it!
Oh, I better tell Cathy they're ready.
Isn't she in there with him?
Well, yeah, but she doesn't hear very well. Ever since she flew from England, the altitude, you know. I'll be right back.
Here you are, Patty. Sit down and dig in.
That's great.
What's the matter?
Need salt.
Well, here.
I like the salt in the living room better.
Salt? The living room?
Oh, Henry, you know that headache I told you I was going to have?
Yeah?
I just got it.
Oh, gee, that's too bad.
Yeah, I think maybe I better go up and lie down.
Oh. Well, I'll leave this here, and you can look it over when you feel better.
Okay. Bye. Oh, hello.
Are there three of you?
I beg your pardon.
Who are you?
I'm Cathy.
I thought you were in the kitchen getting a hamburger.
Oh, you must have me confused with Patty.
I think I've got Patty confused with Patty.
I know you. You're Henry, the boy who's been so ill.
Huh?
Patty told me about you. You've been in and out of so many hospitals. I do hope you're feeling better.
I'm okay.
Well, that's good. You'll have no trouble at all adjusting to Brooklyn Heights High, especially with Patty helping you.
Patty is helping me?
Yes. She said she made excellent progress with you last night.
Oh, she did she?
This is a great idea, Patty. And we still got time for the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Would you give Patty something for me?
Certainly.
Patty, leave those papers alone.
I can't, Papa. I need them. I have Rev and Ross has Shine. All I need is Olu and I'll have Revolution.
We're going to have a revolution of our own right here. I just ran into Richard, and he told me what happened.
I don't know why Henry got so upset. He just isn't adjusted yet.
Ross, clear out.
Why? You let her listen when you're bawling me out.
Ross.
I'm going.
Now, Papa, I know what you're going to say.
No, you don't, because I don't know what I'm going to say myself. Now, Patty, maybe I have been putting too much pressure on you. But getting someone else to do your work is not the way to get a better grade.
He wasn't going to do my work. He just helped me rough it out, and I was going to smooth it out myself and hand it in.
And you weren't taking advantage of him, of his knowledge?
Well, he insisted on helping me rough it out. Papa, haven't you told me that the worst thing in the world one human being can do to another is be unkind?
Oh, Patty.
You're right, Papa. I took advantage of him. Well, I guess I'd better get to work on that paper.
Patty, your own self-respect and the respect of other people is worth a lot more than any grade. Now, you know that.
Yeah, I guess I should.
You just stand on your own 2 feet. Hit or miss, right or wrong. And if you do your best, that's good enough for me.
I thought you were going to be a lot madder than you are.
Well, to tell you the truth, I guess I was a lot madder than I am.
See you later.
Oh, boy, if only I could remember those 5 main points. Let's see, the first one was...
Patty, don't tense up. It will come to you.
I just can't think. I'm so nervous. That movie didn't unwind me at all.
What movie? You and Richard didn't see a movie.
See how nervous I am?
Patty, why don't you turn on the telly? Perhaps that will relax you.
Hey, it's a pretty good idea. I think I will.
The people have decided, monsieur. You are to be taken to the guillotine.
Well, what do you know? Oh, Cathy, would you hand me that pad over there, please?
Oh, hi, Patty.
Hi, Rich.
How'd you do in your term paper?
I just handed it in. I was up all night watching it. Writing it.
What?
Well, there was this movie on last night with Tony Curtis about the French Revolution, and it kind of sparked me.
Oh, that's a break. I hope you didn't put any of the commercials in your paper.
Oh, Patty. I wanted to apologize. That was a dumb thing I did, ripping up that paper. I'm sorry.
That's okay, Henry.
No, it isn't. You were depending on me, and, well, I went home and wrote the whole thing up again.
You did?
Yeah. Here. You can hand it in just the way it is. I'll see you around.
Hey, how about that?
Yeah, how about that?
Hey, let me see that. Boy, this stuff reads pretty good.
You know, Rich, if I had handed that in, it'd be a definite A. Mine's a possible C. I sure would like an A in history.
Yeah.
I know what my father would like.
Hi, Mr. McDonald.
Hi, Mr. McDonald.
Where are you going with that?
There's nobody in the room. I'll switch papers for you.
No!
Why not?
Just let me think about it a minute.
Patty, there isn't time. You gotta make up your mind right now.
Richard, which would you rather do? Get an A in history or earn your father's respect?
Are you kidding?
You mean you'd rather get an A?
Heck no, Patty.
Thanks, Rich. You helped me make up my mind.
Patty, I must say I'm proud of you.
It really shows what you can do if you really try.
Listen to what the teacher wrote in the margin. Excellent organization, main points well thought out, very dramatic, unfold scene by scene. See, it really pays to do your own work. Now, that boy's paper, even though he's an excellent student, probably doesn't have your flair for the dramatic.
Yeah, I guess you're right, Papa.
What's this other comment the teacher wrote?
Where?
To my knowledge, Tony Curtis did not participate in the French Revolution.
What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Four cuddly creatures with that beautiful hair. Not the dog act, Richard, the singing group. Cathy. Yeah.
Do you suppose I might use the phone for a moment,
Oh,
dear?
sure, Mom. I'll just say goodbye to Richard. Rich, I gotta hang up. My mother wants to use the phone. What do you mean an excuse? I wouldn't use my mother as an excuse. And what? I am not expecting a call from Jerry. Jerry's dating Susan anyway. He's not? When did that happen?
When you're finished saying goodbye, let me know.
No kidding. Who is he dating?
Well, what's it going to be? Football or bridge?
I don't know yet, Jim. I still haven't been able to get through to Natalie to find out if the Ralstons are coming tonight.
You mean that your phone has actually been busy for over an hour?
Yeah.
Well, why don't you give it one more try before I have to give these tickets to somebody else?
Well, I doubt if I'll get through.
That's no attitude, Martin. Use a little positive thinking.
Okay, I'm positive I won't get through, but I'll try anyway.
Okay, Rich. Bye. Mom, I hung up.
I can't believe it. You're not really off the phone.
I wasn't on the phone that much today. Hello? Oh, hi, Joni. Joni, I can't talk to you now. My mother wants to use the phone. Hey, well, what did I tell you about Jerry not dating Susan anymore?
I guess it's no use.
Struck out again, huh?
Well, now I know why it's so quiet when I get home. Everybody's exhausted from a full day on the phone.
You know, I used to have that same problem with my family. Then one day I attached something to the phone and nobody went near it since.
A lock?
A matched set of snarling police dogs.
That's funny.
Well, I guess I better be going. Gee, I'm sorry about you not coming to the game.
Oh, don't feel sorry for me. I got a lot of sports at home. I mean, after all, I've got a house full of star athletes.
You do?
Sure, every one of them's an Olympic freestyle talking champion.
Honestly, Ellen, you wouldn't believe the dress Linda had on. She looked like a kangaroo.
Cathy,
Yeah, Mom?
do you realize how long I've been trying to call your father to tell him the Ralstons are not coming?
Well, you should have said something.
I did, several times.
Oh, look, I have to hang up now, Ellen, so I can't tell you about Linda's dress, but I'm here. Are you ready for polka dot
Tricia.
Bye, Ellen. Well, Mom, I'm sorry, but you know my girlfriends, when they get on a talking jag, you just can't shut them up.
Natalie, put the phone down.
Why, Martin?
Now, I want to ask you a question. Just one question. Are the Ralstons coming here for bridge tonight?
No.
Do you mean then that I could have gone to that football game with Jim and you didn't call me?
Well, Martin,
and you couldn't get off of that phone long enough to let me get through to you? Natalie, I'm surprised that you'd be that inconsiderate.
Hold it, Mouse. Now, wait a minute. You had the phone all day.
I have not.
That's what you always say, so this time I kept count. Debbie, Richard, Joan, Sal, Richard, Michelle, Jane, Marge.
Kathy!
Come on.
Hey,
Cut it out,
Kathy!
Kathy.
Come on,
all
that's
day.
great.
You saying?
You're always on the phone.
Well, I hope you forgive me, honey, but if you don't, I take a size 15.5 noose.
Meet Cathy, who lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Cathy adores a minuet.
The ballet russe and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet! Still they're cousins, identical cousins, stand you'll find. They laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Well, yeah, Mr. Pastor's okay, but I'd rather have Miss Brandel any day for History 5. She doesn't give homework on weekends.
Oh, no.
Patty, will you do us a favor and let us have the phone?
Ross, will you please?
Dad, how long has Patty been on the phone?
Patty? I thought it was Cathy.
What do you mean you have to hang up? Well, yeah, I know, but can't you talk for about 2 more minutes? Okay. Yeah. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Here, Ross, don't say I never did anything for you.
Thanks. Hello? That's funny.
What's funny?
It's for you.
For me? Here? Well, wonders never cease. Hello? Oh, yeah, Jim. What do you mean we lost the Beckett story? I told you to offer him $1,000 for it. They offered him $1,200. Well, I would have gone to 15. Why didn't you phone me? You tried? Yeah, Jim. No, I feel just as bad about it as you do. But believe me, Jim, this will never happen again.
Thanks, Dad.
No more calls, son.
Why not?
We have a little problem with this phone.
No, there isn't. We've been using it all day.
That's the problem.
Oh.
I'm going to solve it right now. Patty? Cathy? This may strike all of you as an odd question, but I'd appreciate an honest answer. Now, here's a question. How many real friends does each one of you have?
What has that got to do with anything?
Never mind. Just answer the question. Ross?
Oh, that's easy. Eddie, Harold, Chuck, and Danny.
All right, that's 4 for you. Kathy?
Real friends. Oh, I'd say about 6.
6. Thank you, Kathy. Patty?
Well, let's see now. There's Betty. She's really a great friend. Except you can't trust her. Oh, I know. There's Sally. She's the best friend in the whole world. She's really sincere and honest. Except she was flirting with Richard last week. I know. There's my greatest friend, Ellen Barton. That's Burton. Okay. Then there's Edith, Joanne, and Gladys,
Patty.
and Marilyn,
Patty,
and Joanne.
Patty, I'm talking about true friends, people whom you are very fond of who also like and respect you. Now, how many?
2.
Let's see now, among the 3 of you, that makes a total of 12 friends. All right, now here's the rule. For each friend, you get 5 minutes on the phone, which makes a total of 60 minutes of phone calls each day, but you can only make those calls between 7 and 8 p.m. And you can start on that tomorrow, because you've all had your full quota of phone calls for the day. Now, is that understood?
Oh, boy.
I guess so.
Okay. Patty, what are you doing? Didn't you hear what I just said?
Sure I did, Papa. I'm just calling my friends to tell them I can't call them anymore.
Well, that happened to me, too. Boy, it's really...
Who are you going to call? I know. I'll call Helen Perkins. I haven't talked to her in a long time. Naturally not. She moved to California over a year ago. Come on, Kathy. I only have 3 minutes. You have to help me. Patty, you saw all your friends at school today. Do you really have to use the phone tonight? Of course. I have 10 minutes coming to me, and I'm going to use them whether I have to talk to strangers.
Patty, you gotta help me. It's a matter of life and death.
What is it?
Lend me one of your calls.
Lend you one of my calls? Why?
Well, I never get to talk to Danny.
What happened?
Well, I talked 5 minutes each with Eddie, Harold, and Chuck. Then I dialed information for Danny's number.
So?
So Dad counted that as my 4th and final phone call.
What?
Yeah, he's drunk with power. I think it's time for a revolution.
Now, Ross, wait a minute. I know it doesn't quite seem fair, but after all, we did agree to Uncle Martin's system.
Patty, it's Richard.
Oh, okay. Kathy's right, Ross. This is a democracy, and we have to learn to abide by the rules. Otherwise, everybody'd be running around like a bunch of animals. Thank you, Papa.
How do you like that? She's on Dad's side.
She's been known to before.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, it's one thing you can say about Patty. She's undependable.
I wouldn't say that, Ross. Perhaps she's just looking at things more clearly now.
Ross, you're absolutely right. It's time for a revolution.
Huh? Well, what about the democracy routine?
When Papa started limiting our outgoing calls, that was democracy. But when he started limiting our incoming calls, then it's time to muster our defenses and counterattack. Goodbye, Richard. Hi there. May I talk to you for a moment?
So long as it's not by phone. What's on your mind?
Well, Papa, Cathy and Ross and I have been talking, and we've decided that this new phone system is a real hang-up.
Oh, well, that's the object, honey, to get you kids to hang up.
Hang up, that's pretty funny, Papa. That's a real gas. Hang up, hang up.
Patty.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Well, Cathy and Ross and I think that we have a better system.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, we'd like to get a phone of our own and pay for it out of our own allowances.
Oh, that's a wonderful idea.
Now, you don't have to answer yes or no right now. You just... You mean it's okay?
So long as you're willing to pay the monthly bill yourself, certainly.
Oh, thanks, Papa.
Yeah, now, just one thing. What about the $20 deposit?
What $20 deposit?
Oh, well, a phone company requires a $20 deposit for security before they'll install a phone.
Do you mean to tell me that the telephone company doesn't trust you enough to give you a phone without...
They trust me. It's you they don't trust. See, and it's going to be your telephone.
Well, you trust us, don't you, Papa?
Of course.
Will you lend us $20?
I have a better idea. Why don't you earn the $20?
You mean get a job?
Patty, some of our best citizens have jobs. I mean, the President of the United States works for a living.
Okay, Papa, first thing tomorrow morning, I'll get a job. And work for a living.
Leave that dial alone.
Hi, Papa.
I have been trying to call this house all day. Now, who's been on that phone since 11 o'clock?
I haven't. It was 10:30.
All right, 10:30. What happened to all that brave talk about going out and looking for a job to pay for a second phone?
I did get a job.
You did?
Uh-huh. First thing this morning.
Well, what were you doing on the telephone all morning?
That's my job. I'm a telephone saleswoman. Isn't it a gas, Papa? All these years you thought I was wasting my time on the telephone, and I was preparing for a career.
You're selling on the telephone?
Uh-huh. This. Isn't it something, Papa?
It's something, but what is it?
It's called a jet set reducing belt. Now, you just plug it in. Would you plug it in for me, please? You plug it in, and you attached it with this easy safety hook, and then you set the dial to the desired speed, and then you switch it on, and instantly the dynamo vibrators start massaging away the extra fat.
It what?
All I have to do is sell one of these, and I'll get my $20.
But, Patty.
Papa, I'm afraid I can't talk to you anymore. When your voice is your fortune, every syllable counts. Hi, dear.
Hello, Nat. You're looking at a man who's created a monster. Do you suppose that jet set reducing belt would work in my big fat mouth?
Oh, I don't think it's that bad. Cathy's calling prospects from a payphone, and Ross is using the phone at Eddie's.
These kids will put me in a basket.
Of course, you could break down and pay for the phone yourself.
Oh, no. If I did that, the next thing they talk me into is an answering service.
Hello there, Mrs. Mallory. This is Patricia Lane. May I talk to you woman to woman for a moment? Well, thank you. Mrs. Mallory, as we go through life, growing up, getting married, having families, what is it we girls miss most? It's our girlish figures, isn't it, Mrs. Mallory? Well, my company has found a surefire way to bring back our girlish figures. It's called the Easy Way Jet Set Reducing Belt. You just tie... What, Mrs. Mallory? Oh, I see. You're underway. Well, that's too bad, Mrs. Mallory. You're missing a marvelous bargain. Hello, Mrs. Strick. I'm calling you about the Jet Set Reducing Belt. You've heard of it, of course.
Of course.
Of course. You have?
That's the one with the money-back guarantee, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. Now, if you'd like to have a demonstration...
I don't need a demonstration, young lady.
You mean you'd like us to bring you one?
No, I'd like you to bring the cash, and I'll give you back the one I bought 6 months ago. I'm not happy with it at all. In the first place, it tickles too much. And in the second place, I haven't lost a single pound.
May I speak to Mrs. Spring, please?
She's not home, mister.
Oh. Well, is there anybody there but you?
Yes?
Is it somebody who's overweight?
Oh, yes. He's very heavy.
May I speak to him, please?
Just a minute.
Hey, Eddie, I got a live one.
You can speak to him now, mister.
Smart Alec. You know, there ought to be a law against letting little kids use the phone.
Cathy.
Oh, hi, Kath. How you doing?
Oh, I made 12 calls from 3 different pay booths.
Any results?
Oh, yes. I ran out of dimes.
You better sell a belt soon or you're not even going to break even.
20 cents? I still have dozens of people on my list.
Okay. Guess we may as well go whole hog. Poor little piggy. Hi, Mom.
Hi, honey.
What are you doing?
Making canopies for the bridge party tonight.
Oh.
How's it going?
Very smoothly.
Good.
Yep. I made 100 calls and got 100 turndowns. You know, Mom, I've always liked you in that dress.
Why, thank you, dear.
I mean, you really look beautiful in it. But I thought you were going to have it let out.
I did have it let out.
Oh, that's right. It's supposed to be tight around the waist.
No, it's supposed to be loose around the waist.
Of course. What am I thinking of?
I'd say you were thinking of trying to con me into buying one of your reducing belts.
101.
What do you suppose has happened to the Ralstons?
I don't know. It's not like Jack and Harriet to be late. Not without calling.
Oh, and I've had plenty of opportunity. I mean, nobody uses a phone around this house.
Maybe you ought to call them.
Well, if I can get Patty off the phone. That's like trying to separate a tigress from her cub.
But, Madam, this is the greatest invention since the Turkish bath. It actually makes it fun to be overweight. Oh, I see. Well, thank you. Goodbye.
Excuse me, Patty, I have to make a call.
Is it a business call?
What?
Sorry, Papa. I lost my head.
Thank you.
Hello? Yes, this is Patricia Lane. Oh, yes, Mrs. Simpson, I did leave a message. Well, I represent the Jet Set Reducing Belt, and I would like to give... You do? Oh. Well, yes, good luck to you, too. Goodbye. How do you like that? She sells reducing belts, too. Small world.
Oh, if everybody's selling reducing belts, it'll be a small, skinny world.
Only I could meet some nice, overweight lady face to face.
Hello, Marty.
Hi, Jack.
Sorry we're late, but you know how long it takes women to dress.
Especially me.
Patty? Patty?
Yes, Papa?
Patty, I'd like you to meet the Ralstons. This is our daughter, Patty.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
Hello, Patty.
Hello, Mr. Alston.
Hi, Jack.
Hello, now.
Hi, Harriet. Nice to see you. My dear, I thought you'd never get here. Well, shall we go in and get started?
Right.
Well, Mother called just as we were leaving.
Oh, tell her I said hello, will you?
Will do.
Hey, why don't Natalie and I pay our losses now and avoid the last-minute rush?
Tired of getting your lumps, huh?
Well, let's just say if you beat us again, you can take us home and put us on the mantelpiece.
Harriet? Oh, they all look so good.
Harriet?
Yes, dear. None for me, Natalie.
Oh, come on, Harriet. You can eat just one of these.
Natalie, that's my problem. I can never eat one of anything. I don't know. Some people can eat and stay thin. I wish I knew the secret.
Eddie, this jet set will melt the weight off you just like that. I don't want to lose any weight. I want to be a professional football player when I grow up. Jockeys make more money.
A diamond.
One heart.
Spade.
I bid, What is that you're eating?
Oh, club sandwich.
Oh, boy, does that look good.
Come on, Harriet, it's your bid.
Oh, well, I bid 2 club sandwiches. Oh, I'm sorry. I meant 2 clubs. Just where my mind is.
Feel like a rocket on the launching pad. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! I'm in orbit. Okay, then. Let's shoot for the moon. Oh, okay, slow it up. Ooh, ooh. Hey, ooh, ooh. Ow, it's getting hot. Hey, look, I'm on fire. Get me out of here. Okay, it's hot, come on. What happened? Oh, let's get the same problem you do. A screw loose. We'll go get a screwdriver and have him fixed in no time. Come on. I don't want to be skinny. It's too dangerous.
Well, I think this little card...
What's the matter, Harriet?
Patty? Me? Certainly can put it away.
Well, I have to have something to tide me over between dinner and my cookies and milk before bed.
Well, how do you keep that figure?
Well,
I'd give $1 million to know your secret.
Mrs. Ralston, if a certain person would let me, I could tell you my secret for a lot less than $1 million. Oh, thanks, Papa. Don't go away. I'll be right back. Here we are, Mrs. Ralston. The jet set reducing belt.
Is that your secret, Patty?
Uh-huh. You merely attach it with this no-fuss jiffy hook, and then you dial the vibro massage for the desired massage strength, and you flip the switch, and instantly the dyno vibrator starts massaging away unwanted pounds.
Well, how interesting.
Now, if you wish to adjust the vibrator massage, you merely turn the dial from mild to medium, and then you can go about your daily household chores dynamically, scientifically, and pleasantly.
How does it feel?
Oh, believe me, Mrs. Ralston, the faster you lose those pounds, the better you'll feel. Now, if I adjust it to high, I feel like flying.
Is it soothing?
Soothing, Mrs. Ralston. If I put it up to super high, I feel like dancing.
Patty, is anything wrong?
No, nothing's wrong.
Well, I must admit, I feel like buying one, Patty. But are you absolutely positive there's no discomfort?
Why, it's the most comfortable thing in the world.
Do you smell smoke?
Yeah.
I smell it too.
It's coming from the bell.
No, don't panic. That's just the fat burning up.
Hey, Patty, that thing needs fixing.
Pull the plug.
Martin, do something. Patty, are you all right?
Get that thing off you. Patty, now I know how desperate you are to make a sale, but you can use my phone anytime you want if you'll just promise never to put this thing on again.
Okay. Besides, I really don't need the phone anyway. We can use this thing to send up smoke signals. No, Clara. There's no need to hang up. I still have 4 minutes on this telephone. I know.
Hi.
Hi.
Looks like a lineup at the box office, doesn't it?
For a problem play entitled, Oh, Dad, Poor Dad, if we don't hang up the phone, he'll really be mad.
Oh, not me. I've solved the problem.
You have?
Follow me. I must admit, I got the idea for this from watching old whodunits on the Late Late Show.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
No, for Martin's sake. That's my own private phone for my own personal use. Nobody knows about it. It's only been in the house since this morning, and believe me...
Excuse me. Hello? Hi, Rich. Yeah, I know the other phone is busy. Well, you know Ross and Cathy, when they start jabbering. Do you know who they got? Some lady in Colorado. Well, they each had 15 minutes. Hello?
Cathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. The Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two.
Let's see, I've got a wool sweater in case it's chilly, a summer suit in case it's warm. The umbrella's in the car in case it rains. Oh, Martin, I'm worried.
Why? You're prepared for anything short of a monsoon.
No, I mean about the kids.
All right, we won't go. I'll call that hotel and tell them to tell the 300 out-of-town newspapermen that I'm not going to make the speech.
Martin, will you be serious? I mean, do you think that we can really go off and leave Patty to supervise Ross?
Do you think that we can leave him to supervise her?
Well, I just don't know if she can handle him.
Well, she'll have to learn. It's an old family tradition. After all, nobody thought you'd learn to handle me. Come on.
Well, all ready to leave?
Yeah, I hope so, Kat.
Where's Ross? I haven't said goodbye to him.
Well, let me see. He was here a minute ago. Oh, I know. I saw him riding on his skateboard.
Hi, all set to hit the road?
All set to hit the ceiling, young man. How many times have I told you no skateboards in the house?
May I, Papa? Well, it's getting a little chilly out for this time of year, isn't it?
Huh?
I mean, if it gets any cooler, we might have to light a fire.
Give me that.
From now on, any wood in the living room that is not strictly furniture is strictly kindling. Dig?
I dig.
You see, Papa? It's all a matter of child psychology. Right, child?
Oh, brother, what a weekend this is gonna be.
Meet Cathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. The Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Cathy adores a minuet.
The ballet russe and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves to rock and roll. The hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet. Still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Don't forget to put the empties out for the milkman and leave the money for the newspaper boy in the letterbox.
We will, Aunt Natalie. Have a nice trip.
Yes, dear. Oh, and don't forget, in case of emergency, Aunt Martha's number is in the phone book.
You told us. Goodbye, Mom. Have
Goodbye,
a ball.
darling.
Blow him down with that speech, Papa.
I'll do my best, honey.
Oh, and we're going to be at the Cumberland Hotel. Now, do you
He
want to
wrote it
write
down 4 times.
All right, sweetheart.
Okay, now don't worry. There's not a thing to worry about.
Yeah, the warden will take good care of us.
Now, that'll be just enough out of you, young man. You just keep busy and stay out of trouble. Which reminds me, that mess you made in the basement last week, I want you to quit stalling and get that cleaned up before we get back here tomorrow.
Just put it out of your mind, Papa. He'll do it.
Oh, and one other thing, darling. I
Natalie,
forgot.
please.
Oh, all right. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care of yourself.
Drive
now.
carefully. See ya.
See, I told you Patty could handle Ross. She'll have him eating out of her hand.
You mean out of her fist, don't you? She seemed awfully rough on him.
Yes, dear. Come on, let's get in the car. I'm sure Patty will handle him with kid gloves.
What are these for?
Time to go underground, little mole.
Huh?
The mess in the basement you're supposed to clean up, remember?
What's the rush? I've got all weekend.
Now, you're not going to stall me like you do Mom and Papa. Get moving.
Will you get off my back?
Ross, I hate to pull rank, but if that job isn't done by this afternoon, there will be no dinner for you tonight.
You mean you'd let me starve?
Ross, I just have to put my foot down.
But why on my neck?
Look, Ross, if you expect me to slave over a hot stove all day, the least you can do is stop stalling and get to work.
But I'm not stalling. I've got an appointment.
To do what?
To play chess with a guy. So if you'll excuse me.
Wait a minute. You mean you invited somebody over here without telling me in advance?
Why? So you could put him on the work squad, too?
Ross, you're pressing me. You really are. Okay, we'll let the basement go. For now. But one thing I'm going to insist on is that you clean up your room before you start playing.
Are you kidding? And let Billy think I'm the maid around here? Hi, I got the chessboard all set up.
Great, let's go.
Yeah.
Ross! Remember what I said about cleaning up your room? Ross, did you hear me? Ross!
Checkmate. Boy, are you ever off your game?
Who can concentrate? It's like living in Stalag 17 around here. Oh, Ten Hut, here comes the sergeant.
Very funny. Bed not made, shelves not in order, room not dusted. Ross, what did I tell you about straightening up your room?
I'll do it. Can't you see I'm busy right now?
I'm warning you, I'll be back in 5 minutes, and I'd better see some progress. Excuse me.
A regular dictator. Today she rules the house, tomorrow the world.
There'll only be 2 places for lunch, Cathy.
Really, Patty, don't you think you're carrying this thing a little too far?
If you'd been a sister as long as I have, you'd know the only way to a lazy brother is through his stomach. Well, it's D-Day H hour.
Oh, it's no use. I just can't concentrate. Maybe I should give in and tidy up the room just a little.
And let your sister think she's got the upper hand?
Well, what else can I do?
You gotta use a little muscle.
Like what?
Like the next time she pulls any of that jazz, well, do what I do. Run away.
Thanks a lot. I like it here.
No, I don't mean really run away. You just tell her you're gonna run away. It's all a snow job.
You don't know Patty. She doesn't bluff that easy.
She will if she's anything like my sister. You tell her you're cutting out, and she'll get so spooked, she'll be eating out of your hand for the rest of the weekend. It's your move.
Okay, I hate to do this in front of you, Billy, but I'm sorry.
Hey!
There will be no more games until this room is completely straightened up.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'll tell you, Patty, if you don't lay off, I'm gonna run away.
Oh, really? Where?
I don't know, but if you don't get off my back, I'm gonna go someplace.
Oh, well, suit yourself. Oh, well, and to prove there's no hard feelings, I'll make you a nice lunch.
You and your big ideas. Now what do I do?
Well, you can't give in now. You gotta get through with it. Besides, she's just bluffing. You'll see.
He's just bluffing. You'll see. Can I have the liverwurst, please?
Patty, don't you think you're pushing Ross a little too hard?
Cathy, one of the first things you'll have to learn about bringing up children is that when they threaten you, you have to call their bluff.
Well, what if he is serious? What if he does run away?
He'll come back.
How do you know?
He hates liverwurst.
I'm going.
Pardon?
I'm running away.
Oh. Goodbye.
Well, nice meeting you, Patty. I gotta get going.
Oh, yes, nice meeting you too, Billy. Look, why don't you come back in a few days? Maybe I can give you Ross's new address.
Well, I guess this is it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
See you around.
Mm-hmm.
Goodbye.
Bye.
See you around.
You said that already.
Yeah.
Ross?
Yeah?
You forgot your sandwiches.
Oh.
Have a nice trip.
Well, goodbye.
Goodbye.
See you around.
How are we gonna start that again? Now, don't you worry, and good luck, and be sure to write once a week.
Yeah.
Oh, hi.
Hey, I forgot a few things.
Oh. Oh, good. The weather should be nice in Alaska this time of year. Oh, I'm so glad you're taking those. You might want to arrest a polar bear.
This time I'm really going. I'm pretty pretty sure I haven't forgotten anything.
Well, if you have, we'll send it to you. Air freight. Happy skiing.
Hello. Hello, dear.
Oh, hi, Mom. You in Atlantic City already?
Well, not quite, but we just thought we'd stop off and call.
We thought.
What I called about, dear, is if Mrs. Ellis phones, be sure to tell her that we'll be home by tomorrow evening.
You told her that yourself yesterday.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Well, anyway, as long as I have you on the phone, how is everything there?
Oh, just fine, Mom.
Ross isn't giving you any trouble, is he?
Oh, no. Handling him is like child's play.
What'd you have for lunch?
Natalie, this is a toll call.
But my 3 minutes aren't up. Let me say hello to Ross before I hang up.
Ross?
Yes, your brother.
Oh, Ross. Yeah, I'll get him. I hope. Ross! Oh.
I knew it. You want me to come back?
I don't care what you do, but Mom is on the phone, so get on the phone and tell her you're fine.
Hey, you know what Patty did? She packed me a lunch and then...
What he meant, Mom, was I made him some delicious sandwiches for lunch.
She threw me out of the house!
What did Ross say? Patty, you're not being too hard on him, are you?
Oh, no, Mom. I'm treating him just as you would.
Don't believe her!
Well, goodbye, dear. And don't forget
Natalie.
to keep up the good work.
Yeah, Mom, I will go by.
Don't hang up, Mom!
Ross, sit down.
What for?
I think we should have a little talk.
Oh, boy. Someday you're gonna make somebody a terrible mother.
How could you be so immature? You know I wouldn't let you run away.
Why not? You've always wanted my bedroom.
That's beside the point. How do you think Mom and Pop would feel if you told them that I let you run away?
I don't know. Why don't we ask them? Let's see. It's the Cumberland Hotel.
They're not there yet, and they won't be there for hours.
Okay, I'll call after 6. The rates are cheaper, and I can complain twice as long.
You wouldn't dare.
Oh, yes, I would.
Ross, that's not fair. Couldn't we work this out together?
You mean you'd do anything just so they wouldn't find out?
Well, of course. They're depending on me.
Okay, well, I'm a reasonable man. You treat me right, and they'll never have to know anything. You can start by hanging up all my junk. My snowshoe, my coat. Oh, yes, my handcuffs. And then also, you can unpack my bag and clean up my room. You know, this might turn out to be a pretty nice weekend after all.
Good morning. Or should I say good afternoon?
Please knock.
Well, here you are. Breakfast in bed, just as you ordered.
Let's see now. Toast, honey, jam. You forgot the peanut butter.
Oh, I am sorry. I'll go get it.
Hold it. What's this?
Scrambled eggs.
I hate scrambled eggs.
But,
No buts. Fry 'em.
Ross, I am not going to
Yeah?
take longer than a minute to fry your eggs.
And I'd like chocolate milk, not plain.
Yes, dear. Will there be anything else?
I'll let you know.
That does it. Get your own breakfast.
Okay, I will. Down at the bus station.
Oh, now, wait a minute, Ross. I was only kidding. I'll have your fried eggs in a minute, and your chocolate milk and peanut butter.
Just can't find decent help these days.
I'm telling you, Cathy, I don't know how I'm going to get through the day with that little ankle biter ordering me around. I don't think it's safe for me to go over to Laurie's and study. Are you sure you don't want me around for protection? I'm sure. There's no point in two of us living under the whip.
Hey, let's get with those eggs. Let's have a little service around here.
Why are you letting him blackmail you? Because I don't want to let the folks down. And you're afraid he'll run away again. That's right. And this time he'd stay just to spite me, the little fink. I'm sorry, Patty. It's ruining your whole weekend being chained to Ross like this. Yeah, it's one big drag. Hey, Cathy, that's it. Well, goodbye. Have a good time and tell Laurie I said hi.
you knock.
Here's your breakfast, and if you don't like it, you can go down and make your own, and then you can clean up your room and get on the basement like your father told you to.
You'll never learn, will you? And if you think I'm just threatening this time.
Oh, I don't think you're just threatening.
And you're going to let me run away?
No, I didn't say that.
Try and stop me. Oh, boy. If you don't rate some kind of prize for this.
Pretty clever, huh?
Just about as clever as I was 2 years ago, when I lost the key.
Hello, is this the Eagle Locksmith? Oh, good. I wonder if you could make a house call. You see, I'm stuck... yeah, I know it's Sunday, but this is an emergency.
Well, it's 0 for 5. Well, if you're gonna turn, would you at least make a hand signal or something?
Sorry. There's gotta be some way out of this thing. Hey, do we have a hackney saw?
That's hacksaw. No, we don't.
Well, let's go buy one. Ow!
Stores are closed.
Then let's go borrow one from the Marlows. Will you take it easy?
Brothers and sisters should be close, but this is ridiculous.
For inspiration, today's progressive journalist has only to look to the
There's no answer.
Oh, well, maybe they went out.
Out where? They weren't planning to go out.
Then they made an unplanned trip. Today's progressive journalist has only to look to the dynamic founders of this great nation of ours. Nobody was home?
Oh, don't worry about it, dear. They probably just went out to the market.
Yeah, probably. Let's see. In the same way that our forefathers dedicated themselves to principle, regardless of personal consequence. You sure you had the right number?
I think I should know my own phone number.
I guess. We must dedicate and rededicate our efforts. Only in a decadent society is the pursuit of personal... See, why would they go to the market? You left plenty of food.
Honey, will you stop worrying?
Who's worried? Personal gain at all costs, so common as to be considered a run-of-the-mill attitude. You know, Natalie, I think you ought to call again just to make sure you got the right number.
And I think you should concentrate on your speech.
How can I concentrate when you're obviously so worried about the children?
Fine time the Marlows picked to go to the mountains.
We gotta find a hacksaw.
How about Sing Sing Prison?
Look, Ross, I got enough trouble with your wrist. I don't need any of your lip. Where are you going?
Get a glass of water.
Oh. You mind using the other hand? I'm not thirsty. Hello?
Hello, dear. How are you?
Oh, just fine, Mom, just fine.
We're not fine. We're locked up.
What's that?
Nothing, Mom. What'd you say?
Where were you? We called and there wasn't any answer.
Oh, we were out.
Yeah, looking for a saw.
You were out looking for a saw?
No, what he meant was we were out and we were looking and we finally saw what we were looking for.
She's not telling the truth.
What did Ross say?
Nothing, Mom. You know what a put on he is. How'd the speech go?
Oh, your father was a big hit. Here, I'll let you talk to him.
Thanks. Hi, honey. How are you? How's everything going?
Just fine, Papa.
Ross isn't getting out of hand, is he?
Oh, no. That's one thing he's not doing.
Can I talk to him for a moment?
Well, he's kind of tied up right now.
Oh, has he done anything about that basement?
Well, not really.
Well, you tell him that if that isn't finished by the time we get home tonight, it's going to cost him a month's allowance.
Oh, okay, I'll tell him. Bye, Papa. Bye.
Tell me what?
That if you don't get that basement cleaned up by the time they get home, it's going to cost you a month's allowance.
Not when I tell them why I couldn't do it.
Boss, that's a lie.
It is not. Just a gross exaggeration.
Listen, I beg you to do it all day yesterday. You have no right to blame it on me.
Do you see anybody else I can blame it on?
Okay. Rather than have you lie about it, we'll both clean up the basement. Come on.
What a mess.
Yeah, well, let's get started. Let's use our heads, huh?
Yeah. That's using our heads.
We're not getting in any place like this.
You think you can sweep better? Here, try.
Sorry. Well, won't just sit there. Give me a hand.
Which one?
Take the shovel out of your left hand.
Yeah.
Put it in your right hand. Very good. Now put your left hand on the broom. Now sweep. There, that's enough. See, Ross? It's all up here.
No comment.
Ross, just remember, this is your job. I'm only cooperating.
Really? Could have fooled me.
We've got to get out of these ridiculous handcuffs.
Hey, wait a minute. I think I got an idea. My chemistry set. It's got to be in here someplace.
Are you out of your tree? What do you want to play with your chemistry set now for?
You don't understand. I've got sulfuric acid in that set.
So what?
It'll get us out of these handcuffs.
It will? How?
Well, you see, sulfuric acid is very powerful. It'll eat right through the metal.
No kidding.
Yeah, that stuff will eat through anything.
Including people.
Oh, sorry about that.
There we go. Keep moving. Keep moving. You get back there. Okay. There. Well, you can't say I didn't help you.
Don't think it makes any difference. I'm still going to tell them how you tried to make me run away.
Oh.
Boy, wait till they hear what... Oh, boy.
You okay?
By the time I get through paying for that, I'll have to file bankruptcy.
It's not really your fault, Ross. I should have warned you that the thing wasn't steady.
You're willing to take the rap? Why?
Well, let's look at it this way. My allowance is bigger than yours, and I can afford it.
You mean you do that for me after all I put you through? You know what you are, Patty? You're the greatest sister a guy could have.
Well, of course, Mom and Papa won't believe that after you tell them that I was going to let you run away.
Who's going to say anything like that?
You're not?
Why would I rat on the only sister I've got?
Thanks, Ross.
Look, I could have been her hot for the rest of my life, but thanks to you, I'm off the hook. Hey!
We're free! That must be Mom and Pop. Let's go.
Hey, wait a minute. You know, Patty, you're the greatest.
Haven't I been telling you that for years?
How many people were there?
Oh, thousands. Literally thousands.
Literally 300.
Wow.
So your speech was a gas, huh? Lots of applause?
Well, I guess you might say I got a sitting ovation. I'm glad to see you two got along well.
Oh, yeah. Ross wasn't any trouble at all.
You see? I told you there was nothing to worry about.
No?
Yeah, you might say this weekend brought us a lot closer together, huh, Ross? Ross?
No. Patty, I can't help it. I just gotta come clean.
Ross.
The truth is, I faked out. You know those dishes in the basement? Well, I broke them. All of them.
Really?
But don't worry, I'll pay for it. Every last cent.
Ross, now you really...
Patty, I did it. I'll take the rap. Dad, you know that raise you were going to give me in my allowance? Well, maybe you just better keep it and take it out of that. And if that's not enough, I'll give up my lunches at school. And you may as well forget about my birthday and Christmas.
Ross, nobody's asking you to pay for it.
You're not?
Of course not. It was just some old junk Patty and I were saving for the PTA White Elephant sale.
Yeah, but it was my fault that it... White elephant sale? But I thought that... Why didn't you tell me?
You didn't ask.
See, Ross, you'd save yourself a lot of problems if you just confide in your sister once in a while.
That's right, Papo. I mean, what are sisters for,
Here's Cathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. The Patty's only seen the even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of us.
Cathy? How much were you planning to spend on Papa's birthday present? Well, I've saved up about $10. Why? Well, how would you like to pool your money with mine and we'll buy him a really great gift from his two girls? Well, how much do you have? Well, I was planning to spend $10 too. All right. But all I saved up was $5.50. In that case, Patty, I think I'll just go ahead and buy Uncle Martin a present on my own. He's done so much for me. Cathy, don't you think that's being a little selfish? Selfish? What difference does it make how much each of us puts in? If we can get a really great gift for Papa, isn't that what counts? If I had $100 and you only had a quarter, I'd go in with you.
Hey, Patty, I'll go in with you.
Yeah? How much do you have?
$1.25.
Meet Cathy, who lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Cathy adores a minuet,
The ballet russe and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves to rock and roll, the hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Hey, some of the things in this catalog are ideal for Papa.
What's so ideal about them?
They're all under $5. Listen to this. A fluffy little dog that is really a transistor radio. You turn his nose to the right for volume control. You press in his eyes for AM, FM, and you zip open his stomach to change the batteries. What do you think?
I think the ASPCA should be notified at once.
Well, it's not easy to find something he doesn't have.
I know, dear. Maybe it's time to open the hinting season.
I mean, feel him out to see what he wants? Good idea. Where is he, in the den?
But he's working. It might not be a very good time to disturb him.
That's okay. When I'm working, I love to be disturbed.
Try to be subtle.
Mom? You are looking at a walking web of cunning. Hi.
Hi.
You working?
Not anymore.
Papa, do you know Doris Hartley's Uncle Frank?
I don't even know Doris Hartley.
Oh, well, it's not important. See, her uncle is having a birthday, and he's one of those men who has everything. So I told her I'd come up with a few suggestions, and I thought I'd get a man's point of view.
Okay.
What would you think of getting him something for his car?
Well, it depends. What?
A horn.
Well, that could come in very handy.
No, this is a special horn. It goes like a bull moose. It's a novelty item for the man who has everything.
You mean everything except a female moose?
You don't think it would be a kick to have?
Well, not in this state, honey. It's against the law.
Oh. Okay. How would you like a canasta shuffler?
How would I like it?
I mean, how would you like it for Doris Hartley's uncle?
Well, sounds fine. If he plays canasta.
Oh. I think he plays poker. As a matter of fact, I'm sure he does. Okay. Here's an idea that's really boss. A foot vibrator.
Does her uncle walk a lot?
No. Come to think of it, he sits a lot.
Well, in that case, you got the wrong kind of vibrator. Gee, I'm sorry, honey. That's Jim Fraser. Afraid I'm going to be busy for a little while. We have to run over the Sunday feature lineup for the next few weeks. Well, I'm sorry I wasn't much help.
Oh, sure you are, Papa. Now I know 3 things not to get. To tell Doris not to get. See you later.
Hi, Jim.
Hi, Martin.
Come on into the den.
What's so funny?
Oh, Patty. She's knocking herself out trying to figure out what I'd like for my birthday present.
Oh, it's the daddy bird's birthday.
Yeah, in a couple of weeks. Oh, Patty's really come up with some wild ideas. Like an automobile horn that sounds like a bull moose. Huh? Now, who'd want that?
Someone who's looking for a female moose. Yeah, all right. Here's the tentative schedule you asked me to rough out.
I hate to see the kids spending their hard-earned money on me. I don't mind about my wife. That's my hard-earned money. Besides, you always get a lot of things you just don't use.
Not if you're clever about it.
What do you mean?
Well, I always make a list, see? Then I leave it laying around somewhere where they'll run into it.
Uh-huh.
Last year, it took them about 10 minutes to get the idea.
Where'd you leave the list?
I pasted it to the bathroom mirror.
Very clever.
Yeah? Well, all I know is I didn't get stuck with a bull moose horn. Shall we get to work?
Right. Hey, I think I got it figured out.
The schedule?
No. How to throw a hint to Patty without being too obvious. Now, let's see. Something nice and cheap. And then I'll just tear it out of the magazine and leave it around where she can find it, see?
Now you're getting the idea.
Yeah.
Hey, how about this?
Why would I want a personal oxygen tank?
Well, it says right there it's great for hangovers.
Yeah, well, I don't really think I need it, Jim. Besides, it's kind of expensive.
Yeah, but if you only used it on the morning after New Year's Eve, it'd be worth it.
Now, here's something.
Swiss pocket knife. 8 different blades, including knife, fork, spoon, and leather punch. $3.95. Think it's worth it?
At 50 cents a blade, it's perfect.
Oh, boy, Ross, are you gonna get it?
What'd I do now?
How many times has Papa told you not to tear things out of magazines?
I didn't tear that out.
Don't lie to me.
I'm not lying.
Wait a minute. This is a matter of life and death.
Yeah? Why?
Because I found this on Papa's desk, and if you didn't tear it out, that means he did. And if I can get him something for less than $5, I'm home free.
Let me see. Swiss pocket knife. 8 different blades, including knife, fork, spoon, and leather punch. What would Papa want with this?
To eat with, what do you think?
And I suppose the leather punch is so he can make extra holes in his belt when he's through eating.
Very funny. I guess it does seem like a pretty flaky gift for a grown man.
Hey, wait a minute. You're looking at the wrong side.
Telescopic rifle.
Yeah, that's what Dad clipped the ad out for. For the discriminating sportsman.
Oh, boy, what a birthday gift that'd make.
Yeah. Hand-carved stock of French walnut.
Oh, groovy.
Engraved trigger guard.
Dreamy.
$99.
Oh, boy.
And 50 cents.
You really think that Swiss knife is so bad? $99.50? Oh, boy. Exactly what I said to Ross, right, Ross?
Yeah. All we could come up with was $6.30.
It's just plain stupid. I don't think wanting to get your father a gift like this is stupid. Oh, Cathy, I knew you'd see it that way. Cathy, $10.
Yeah. $83.20 to go.
Go! Thanks, Cat.
It's a marvelous gift, but even if we did pool our
I
money...
know what you're going to say. $99.50 is an outlandish amount of money to pay for Papa's gift.
No, it isn't, but I...
Oh, then you agree it would be a great gift.
Well, of course it
Oh,
would,
Mom,
but-
I knew you'd see it our way.
Now, just a minute. $99.50 is a lot of money.
I know, but Ross and I have it all figured out. You want to tell her?
I yield to the champ.
Okay. We figured if you'd let us have an advance on our allowance for a few months, we could make it with no trouble at all.
Oh, I'm afraid not, dear. I won't have you skipping lunches to make up for it.
Mom, we don't mind starving for a thing like that, do we, Ross?
That Swiss knife is getting to look better and better.
Mom, answer me one question. How much money were you going to spend on Papa's gift?
Oh, I was going to get him some shirts for about $25.
$58.20 to go.
Mom, could you stretch the 25 a little?
A little, yes, but what you're asking for could result in a severe strain.
Please, Mom, I'm only asking you to think about it.
Honey, I will think about it.
Oh, Mom, that's great.
I see the kitchen cabinet's in session.
Hi, honey.
Hi, dear. I'd like to make a motion for an early dinner. Jim is coming over around 8 to run over the feature lineup. Are you sure that's the way Soupy sales got started?
Want me to help you hang up your hat and coat?
Oh, boy. When that blabbermouth wants to help, watch out. Ross, if you say one word...
I didn't say what we were going to get him, just that we decided.
Oh, what's the use? Now I suppose you're going to try and worm it out of us.
Oh, I wouldn't dream of it.
Don't you want a little hint?
Absolutely not.
Well, I'll tell you this. When you open that package, you'll really flip.
I will?
Yeah, and when you use it, you'll get a real charge.
Ross.
What did I say?
He just means you get a bang out of it.
Patty.
All right, you two, that's enough. You want to spoil the surprise? Dinner in 15 minutes, dear.
Oh, good. I'm starved.
Well, at least that birthday present will get you out of doors, which won't hurt you one bit.
Out of doors? It can't be used inside?
Well, I don't think the neighbors would approve if you started firing.
Neighbors wouldn't approve. I just don't understand.
I thought I laid out that schedule pretty clearly.
Oh, no, I mean about the birthday present. The neighbors wouldn't approve. Now, what does that mean?
Are you sure they saw the ad for the Swiss knife?
Yeah, I'm positive. I left it in here in the den. I found it out there in the living room. The neighbors wouldn't approve.
Look, old buddy, do you know that this is the second night we've spent on this layout?
Oh, I'm sorry, Tim. Where were we?
Oh, we're trying to figure out what to do with an article on college football.
Can't be used indoors.
What?
Nothing. I don't understand why the neighbors wouldn't approve of a telescopic rifle.
Uh-oh.
They looked at the wrong side.
Hand-carved stock of French walnut. What a beauty.
Well, $99.50 it ought to be.
What a family you got. You know, that's some sweet present.
You must be kidding. I wouldn't dream of letting him spend that kind of money on me. Got to put a stop to this right now.
Mom, you promised we'd buy him the rifle.
I said I'd think it over. You see, the trouble is, honey, I don't have enough in the household money, and if I take it out of the joint account, he might ask me about it.
Tell him you bought a hat.
Patty, we're trying to do something nice for your father, not demoralize him.
What about my morale and Cathy's and even Ross? If we don't get him that rifle, we'll all be shattered.
I know how I can do it.
How?
I bought a coat just last week. It still has the tags on it. I'll return it.
Oh, Mom, I knew you'd come through. And you know when you'll get your reward? On Papa's birthday, when you see that look on his face.
Jim, I've got to let him buy me that rifle.
Well, I'm glad you changed your mind, because it's a beauty.
No, that isn't it. It's just that they build up such a head of enthusiasm about it that, well, I can't put a damper on it. Do you know what Natalie is going to do? She is giving back a coat that she bought in order to finance my present.
No kidding. Well, summer's coming on, so she really...
Jim, I can't let her do it.
Okay. Look, this piece on Mars is going to leave us a little short. So what we need is a nice 500-word filler.
I've got it.
The filler?
No, how to solve the present problem. I'll just give the money to Nat and the kids. It's that simple. All right, now, let's see. Say, how about an editorial cartoon for filler?
You can't do it.
Well, don't you think the boss will care for it?
I don't think Natalie and the kids would care for it.
Natalie and the kids don't even read the feature section.
I'm talking about handing them the money. It'd be insulting.
Jim, I'm not going to just hand them the money. Give me credit for a little tact.
Yeah, well, how are you going to do it?
Well, I'll think of something. Well, let's get back to this now. We don't have all night. Now, listen, here's a cartoon by Fletcher that's very, very good. In fact, I've been thinking of running his stuff daily.
Hey, that's a great idea. We've always got this problem of filler, and this would be the perfect solution. It's like finding money on the street. Would Fletcher be interested?
See, you just gave me an idea.
About how to get Fletcher interested?
Jim, can't you keep your mind on one thing for more than a minute? I'm talking about giving the money to Natalie and the kids without their knowing about it.
Oh.
Out of the mouths of babes. And newspaper men. Nat? Oh, Natalie?
She's not home, Papa. Can I do something for you?
Yeah, come on out here, honey, just for a minute.
Yeah, Papa?
We ought to have the gardener trim that juniper. Don't you think it looks a little raggedy?
Yeah, I'll have Mom tell him about it.
Patty, what's new?
You mean since we talked 5 minutes ago?
Say, listen, why don't we take a little walk, huh?
Okay, where? Over to the park?
No, right here.
In the backyard?
Sure. You know, it's very pleasant out here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nice day.
Yeah?
I love a good walk, don't you?
Yeah. Papa, can you keep a secret?
Well, of course.
We're breaking out of this place tonight.
Say, have you smelled those flowers? Have you ever smelled them?
Yeah, they're wonderful.
Oh, but I mean recently.
Well, come to think of it.
No, not those, honey. I meant those, the little one down there.
Oh, those?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they smell great.
What's that?
What?
That.
Oh, those dumb kids next door are always throwing their candy wrappers.
Oh, no, wait. Honey, I don't think that's a candy wrapper.
No, it's probably some kind of money.
Oh, is that what it is?
2 $50 bills. Papa, is it real?
Oh, well, I'll tell you, this one is real. And so's this one. Hey, talk about pennies from heaven, Patty. You found a jackpot right here on Earth. Congratulations.
You don't mean I can keep this?
Well, why not? I mean, finders keepers, you know.
Papa, you're not serious.
I'm not?
This money has to be turned into the police.
Well, no, wait a minute.
Do you remember that editorial you wrote last month?
Which one?
The one about cheaters who keep lost things instead of turning them into the police.
Oh, well, yeah, of course.
You're
but,
absolutely right, and I'm going to take this to the police station myself right now.
No, Patty, don't do that. I mean, I'll turn it in.
No, Papa, you're too busy.
No, honey. I have to go over to the precinct anyway. I may write another editorial.
About cheaters?
No, about innocent victims.
Yeah. Hello. I was wondering how long you hold on to lost things before you give them back to the finder.
Well, that depends on what it is. Some things we hold for 3 months.
3 months?
Yeah, things like bicycles.
Oh, well, this isn't a bicycle. This is cash.
Oh, that's different.
Yeah?
Cash we hold 6 months.
Well, there goes my mother's coat.
What?
Well, you see, we were hoping we could use the money to buy my father a birthday gift, but we can't wait 6 months.
Well, let's get some of the details. Now, how much was it and who found it?
$100, but my father turned it in a couple of days ago.
Wow, that's different.
Oh.
What's his name?
Lane, L-A-N-E. Martin Lane.
Lane. I don't see it here.
Oh, well, maybe he turned it in another precinct.
Wouldn't matter. This is a city-wide lost and found list.
Oh. Well, maybe he turned it in anonymously, you know, like in a plain white envelope.
In that case, we'd have a record of the $100 having been turned in.
Sergeant, my father said he turned in that money, and either your list is wrong
Or what?
or I refuse to say anything on the grounds that it might incriminate me.
Oh, hi, hon. Say, where's Patty?
Oh, she went downtown. What are you doing home?
Well, Are you returning that?
Yes, it's just not my color.
I thought you were wild about blue.
That was last year.
Well, I like you in blue.
Honey, my mind's made up.
Well, you're not going to take it back today.
Well, I'm going to play bridge, and the store's right on the way.
Nat, say, listen, do you remember that money that Patty found a couple of days ago?
Yeah?
Well, I just got it back from the police department. Nobody claimed it.
Is that right?
Yeah, how about that?
You really like me in blue.
Oh, yeah.
That's good enough for me. Since I'm going to the bridge game anyway, I might just as well wear it.
Why not?
How does it look?
For last season's color, not bad. What's that for?
The police department.
Oh, Mom, am I glad you're home. What are you doing with that coat on?
I'll tell you about it later, dear. I've got to go now.
Mom, you gotta put the tags back on or they'll never take it back if you wear it.
I got wonderful news for you, honey. Nobody claimed that money you found. It's yours.
Mine?
Yep, I just came from the precinct. Well, Patty, aren't you happy about getting the money back?
Happy isn't the word for it, Papa. I'm overwhelmed.
Hello? Oh, hi, Jim. No, not yet, but I think they're going to give it to me right now. Listen, thank you very much for giving me that gun case to go with it. That was very generous of you. Well, why don't you come over in about a half an hour and you can see it then? Right. Okay. Goodbye.
Papa,
Yeah?
before you go back inside, I have something for you. Here.
Oh?
I know why you did all this, Papa.
You do?
Because you're so anxious for me to have all the things I want. But honestly, Papa, those things don't mean as much to me as other things.
Patty, what are you talking about?
I went down to the police station yesterday and they told me you didn't return that money.
Oh. Well, Patty...
No, you don't have to explain, Papa. I'm sure you had a very good reason for doing what you did.
Now, Patty, I have to tell you...
No, Papa. This isn't much, but it's from me to you.
Patty. Now, Patty, this is one time when a father insists on the right to explain.
Papa, I'm so embarrassed. I didn't know it was your money. I don't know what to say.
There's no need to say anything, honey. You just gave me the best birthday present I could wish for.
A knife?
Well, that's not what I mean. You gave me the kind of a birthday present that every father longs for. You see, honey, parents knock themselves out trying to raise their kids in a way that they think is right. But nobody has a secret formula. You do the best you can. You try by example, by teaching, by love. And then you just hope. You hope that one day all of those talks about right and wrong will sink in. But if one day your daughter trusts you the way you trusted me, even though you thought I was doing wrong, you get the greatest gift of all. Thank you, Patty.
Happy birthday, Papa.
That's pretty funny. Well, what did Patty say when you explained that the money was really yours?
Well, I'm not sure, but I think she was a little disappointed.
Well, it must be a rude shock to discover that your father wouldn't steal for you.
Hey, guess what she gave me?
I'm afraid to. You mean?
Yeah.
Does it really have a knife, fork, spoon, and leather punch?
Oh, no, that's the deluxe model. That is a knife, fork, spoon, and a pizza cutter.
Here's Cathy, who's lived most everywhere. From Zanzibar to Berkeley Square, the Patties only sing the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Excuse me, sir. May I come in?
That depends. You come to bug me about the gas bill?
No.
The electric bill?
No.
Can't be the phone. They already turned that off.
May I have just a few moments of your time?
Oh, is that all? Come on in. Time-wise, I'm loaded.
Well, thank you. My name is Patty Lane, and I'm conducting a survey of consumer preferences for the Regal Research Institute.
You dig my gizmo?
Yeah, very nice.
A chick I know gave it to me. Mona Moon. That's her over there.
Oh, she's lovely.
Yeah, she sang up a storm, that Mona. Whew.
Really? Well, about the survey.
What survey?
Consumer preferences. You see, one of my company's clients is a beverage company, and we want to know which of these bottles appeals to you most.
Bottles?
Yes. Which one do you like best?
Well, that sort of depends upon what's in them.
Oh, well, you see, right now they're empty, but which one do you dig the most?
Well, I got to level with you, sis. Empty bottles just don't turn me on.
Oh, please. Well, for every answer I get, they give me 50 cents.
Crazy.
Yeah. Well?
Well, let me see here. That's a winner.
Bottle number 3. Now, why do you like bottle number 3 best?
Are you putting me on? No. Don't you hear that crazy F sharp?
Crazy F.
Meet Cathy, who lived most everywhere. From Zanzibar to Berkeley Square, the Patties only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Cathy adores a minuet,
The ballet russe and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
You mean this combo of yours,
Garrison's Gases. GGG for short. Also stands for Go Gate Go. It's quite a gimmick, isn't it? With
Yeah.
3 G's. Cute.
Yeah.
I don't know why it never caught on.
Your combo hasn't had a job in 3 months, huh?
No, not since little old Mona found another groove and bailed out.
Oh, I see. When Mona left, something dear went out of your life, huh?
Yeah, employment.
That's terrible, Mr. Garrison.
Don't call me Gate. Come on.
Oh, thank you. I mean, it's awful for a talented artist like you to be living in a garret like this. You know what, Mr. Gate? You need someone to take care of you.
Yeah, that's what I kept telling Mona.
Oh, what did she say?
Yeah, she stood in the doorway there. She laid a big baby blues on me and said, "Flake off, Charlie." Chick really had soul.
Mr. Garrison, could you spare a moment of your valuable time?
Uh-oh.
Who's that?
The lady of the land.
Who?
Landlady, Madam Scrooge. Don't go away. You growled?
Mr. Garrison, your rent is now 9 weeks overdue.
Well, time do fly, don't it?
No, Mr. Garrison.
Ma'am, look, if you just wait till my ship comes in.
Oh, I've heard that before. Boy, have I heard it.
But, ma'am, see, if we get this booking I'm expecting, I'll lay the bread on you, honest now.
By next Saturday, Mr. Garrison, or Outsville.
Outsville? Hey, you're here. That's cute, ain't it?
Just remember what I said, Mr. Garrison.
Yes, ma'am, the bread, like Saturday.
Not like Saturday. Saturday.
Ma'am, you heard about this war on poverty we're having?
What about it?
Why are you fighting on the wrong side?
Everything all right?
Oh, don't fuss your head, kitty cat. I just got to latch onto some bread.
You don't have any bread?
Man, I don't even remember what it looks like.
It's terrible. Look, Kate, we only just met, but I like you very much.
Well, turnabout is a way to play. I think you're something else too, Buttercup.
Thank you. And tonight you're coming home to my house for some good home cooking.
Hey, that's like Twisty.
Yeah, I'll call my mother. She'll be thrilled.
She will.
Yeah, you're an artist. And you won't always be living in this garret.
Yeah, that's what my landlady said.
Kate, someday you're gonna make it, and I mean big. You'll be famous and rich and the idol of millions.
I hear you talking.
And years from now, when they make a story about you in Hollywood, the life of Kate Garrison, I wonder who they'll get to play me. I want to try some more steak, Kate.
I'm crazy. This steak is a bear for fair, ma'am.
No, it's sirloin. Oh, you mean you like it?
Oh, yes, ma'am. This is tough.
It is? Oh, I'm sorry.
Mom, tough means great.
The argot of jazz is very interesting, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The what of jazz?
You know, the language. You musicians have a picturesque way of talking.
We do.
You know, I studied trumpet for a little while, Mr. Garrison.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, but I had to give it up.
Oh, yeah, you had trouble with your lip, huh?
No, with the ears. Ours.
He's something else, man. He's wild.
Where's your group playing these days, Mr. Garrison?
Right now we're at the Shade Nowhere.
That's a fascinating name for a club.
Mom, what Mr. Garrison means is the combo isn't playing any place.
Yeah, but everything will be groovy as soon as my ship comes in.
Oh, I'm sure it will, Mr. Garrison.
Martin, I had your pin reset.
Oh, that looks very charming.
It was an anniversary gift from my husband. Isn't it pretty?
Yes, ma'am. That's a boss piece of candy.
Candy? Is that musician slang for jewelry?
No, that's pokey talk.
Pokey?
Jail. I picked it up from my roomie when I was in the stockade of Fort Bragg.
Oh, Papa was in the army, too.
Yeah. Well, shall we let the ladies clear?
Oh, no, Chief. Come on, let me help.
Hey, are you all right?
It's my back. It's doing that thing again.
Oh, Mr. Garrison, does it hurt a lot?
Well, it's only when I move, really.
Well, Papa, what should we do?
Well, I don't know. Anyway, let's just try to make him comfortable. Could you sit down?
No. Just let me be. It'll pass.
Well, isn't there anything we can do?
Well, if you got some wheels, maybe you could drive me home.
Oh, of course.
Papa, we can't let him go home to that terrible place. Not now, not in his condition. Can't he stay here?
Here?
Well, of course he can. We'll put you in the guest room, Mr. Garrison. I'm sure you'll feel much better tomorrow.
I tell you, that back is really giving me some noise.
Come on, Ross, let's get him up to the guest room. Easy.
Gee, how long do these attacks usually go on?
Oh, last time I couldn't move for like 2 weeks. Yeah, greetings, ladies.
Good morning, Mr. Garrison. How's your back?
Oh, well, it's not bad, but they ain't whistling Dixie either.
May I fix you some breakfast?
Oh, no, thanks. Buttercup already dug me up some.
I see she also dug you some wardrobe.
Oh, yeah, well, she figured my threads needed pressing. These are the pop cats.
Yes, I know.
Oh, look, the thingamahoo in your fiddly dee is loose there.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, I'll have to get the safety catch repaired.
Yeah, you better do that right away. You might lose it.
Oh, that'd be terrible. It has great sentimental value.
Oh, yeah, diamonds always do. What's taking place in the pot over there?
Beef stew?
Oh, beef stew is a groove. I love it.
Cathy, would you peel some potatoes, please, dear?
Certainly, Aunt Natalie, as soon as I finish the dishes.
Oh, hey, listen, peeling potatoes happens to be one of my licks. Let me.
Oh, no, I'll do it.
What, and get the leavings on you?
Are you sure you know how?
Me, man? Woo! I'm a real kitchen cat, Daddy. Listen, I told you, remember I was in the stockade in the Army? Well, man, they laid KP on me night and day and night, evenings and twilight time, too, and some of the afternoons. And, man, I'll tell you something. When I was finally sprung out of there, you know that mess sergeant cat? He finally asked me back for a return engagement. Hey, look at that.
Oh, never mind. Mr. Garrison, my husband, loves potato balls.
Well, let's-
Cathy, let's get a broom and sweep up, dear.
Oh, let me.
Oh, no. Let Cathy.
Oh.
Hey, where are you?
Oh, excuse me, ladies. I'm being paged. Hey, Buttercup.
Hi. I brought your trumpet.
Oh, bless you. Oh, have I missed you, baby.
And I brought some other things for you, too.
Oh, groovy. Listen, is it okay if I turn it around and wail into it once? Huh?
Sure. Good object.
Well, Buttercup, you never know when you're going to round the corner and bump into a square.
Can I help you tune up?
Yeah, give me an A, would you?
Boss, how many times have I told you not to play that thing when I'm working? Gee, I'm sorry. I thought that,
Greetings, Chief.
Good morning, Garrison.
Well, I brought his trumpet so we could practice.
That's a strange-looking trumpet case.
Well, I brought some clothes, too, so he'd be more comfortable.
I see.
Oh, yeah, but don't worry about it, Chief. I mean, as soon as my ship comes in, I cut out.
This ship of yours, how do you know it isn't lost at sea?
Boy, you're something else. You got a funny papa cat for a daddy bird.
Were you planning to do any practicing?
No, I never practice.
Oh, good.
No, I just blow a few riffs once a day for about an hour or so.
Garrison, listen, I've got to write an editorial now. Would you mind riffling a little later?
Oh, no strain, Chief. Listen, I'll just join the silent service. I'll noodle on the mouthpiece if it's okay, sort of keep the lip in shape.
Yeah, fine.
Just noodling, Chief. Does it bug you?
Well, ordinarily it wouldn't, but I'm trying to concentrate.
Take 10, Charlie.
Papa, we asked to practice to keep up his lip.
Why don't you have him blow up a few balloons?
The papa cat is a funny cat. Man, he cracks me up. He's so healthy. Hey, what's happening, Chief?
Oh, well, I can't seem to get this thing working.
Oh, here, man, let me. Come on.
You know how to fix a typewriter?
Oh, you heard of Know How? I wrote the book, How to Know How. Oh, Daddy. I'll take a crack at this thing, fix her up for you. Okay, all clear, Chief. Give it a shot.
Wow. Thank you, Garrison.
Okay. Hey, that's groovy. Yeah. But it's spooky, too. Yeah. You want me to take another crack at it, Chief?
No, thank you very much, but I think I'll use a pencil.
Oh, you want me to, like, sharpen it?
No. There's just one thing you could do for me.
Yeah, what's that, Chief?
Pull the plug.
do do ba do ya do ya. Dwee do ba do ba do ba do ba da da ba da ba ba do 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 do. Dwee dwee ba do ba do ba do 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 ba do ba do ba do do ba ba do ba do ba da ba do ba do ya do ba do do. Hey, Cousin Cat, you know you blow a mean piano.
You see, Kath? And you didn't think you could play jazz.
You got one that don't want to mix, huh?
Dear, we'll have to have the piano tuner again.
Piano tuner when I'm here?
You can fix a piano?
Man, does President Johnson know how to barbecue a steak?
Really, Mr. Garrison, it'll be fine. Don't bother.
Oh, no bother. Come on, this is my bag, Buttercup. Let me just dig right in here. Uh-huh. I see the problem. That's the beauty right there. Okay. Listen, sis, you can do me a favor. Why don't you fetch me a hammer, pliers, a little roll of black tape, and a big can of beer, huh?
A big can of beer?
Yeah, well, this is thirst-making work, you know. I'll just dig right in here. Ah, there we go. Okay, Cousin Cat, take it away. Whale, it's all yours. Hey, listen to that. That's something else, ain't it?
Yes? But what?
What happened to the piano?
Oh, ain't that a gas? Huh? I gotta find out how I did that, man. I could make a lot of sick pianos real well.
Hi, Pablo. You're home early?
Oh, and with wonderful news. Garrison, your ship finally came in.
It did?
Yep. Starting tomorrow night, Garrison's Gassers are playing what I believe is known as a gig at the Hotel Dorton.
Oh, Papa, that's great.
Wonderful.
Congratulations,
Yeah.
Dave.
Hey, man, that's too much. Where's the Hotel Dorton?
Over there on the east side. It's one of those places where the older society crowd comes to dance. You know, foxtrots, waltzes.
Foxtrots and waltzes, huh?
Show tunes.
Man, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to lose that scene before I make it.
What do you mean, lose it?
I'm sorry. You'll have to cancel the booking.
Why?
Well, Buttercup, Gate Garrison's Gases don't dig that Mickey Mouse jazz. You know, we're like cool.
Gate, it's a job.
Buttercup, I'd rather sit in with that cat with the champagne than the bubbles. Look, you're all heart, Chief, and it ain't your fault because you don't understand Gate Garrison's boys, but when we come on, we like go. Look, thanks anyway, Chief.
They like go, huh? Well, that's just what Garrison's going to do right now.
Papa, you have to respect his integrity.
Patty, I was on the phone all day landing that job for him. I had to make him sound like a combination of Benny Goodman, Peter Duchin, and Leonard Bernstein.
Well, he's an artist. He has to follow his star.
And he can, right out the front door. Garrison, I'd like a word with you.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, Chief. I'm just getting ready to split.
Gate, you're not leaving.
Oh, yeah, Buttercup, I gotta move on. Yeah, Chief?
Well,
Oh, where will you go?
Oh, down Subway, probably. You know, vamp a little till something comes along.
The subway? That's terrible.
Oh, no, it's not so bad. No, I'll find me one of them old-fashioned streetcars. You know, the ones you can really stretch out on those long seats. You were saying, Chief?
No, never mind. It doesn't really matter now.
Gate, you can't sleep in the subway, not with your bad back.
Are you kidding? Buttercup, my back is just fine, just fine.
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Oh!
Oh, no.
Papa, you can't let him leave. Not like that.
No. Obviously, somebody up there wants him right here.
Dinner will be ready in a minute, folks.
Good. Say, where's Garrison? It's not like him to miss a meal.
Oh, he said he had to go out for a while.
Well, that's a step in the right direction. What are you looking for?
Nothing.
You've been poking around this room. What is it, a one-woman treasure hunt?
Martin, I didn't want to upset you, but I've lost my diamond pin.
Oh, yeah.
I've ransacked the house. I can't find it any place.
Well, now, just a minute. Hey, kids, would you come in here a minute? Well, it must be around here somewhere, man.
What is it?
Listen, has either one of you seen your mother's diamond pin?
No.
I seem to have misplaced it.
Oh, Mom, that's terrible.
I was sure I had it in my jewel case.
Gee, maybe a thief snuck in and heisted it.
Oh, no, that's impossible. There's always somebody around the house, especially since we acquired Garrison as a permanent boarder.
Hey, cats! Look me over.
Gate. You got a new suit.
Yeah, and new threads, new everything, just like I promised, Buttercup. My ship came in.
Oh, what happened?
Well, I'll tell you all about it. Don't go away.
Isn't that great? He found a job.
Yeah, or something.
What do you mean, Martin?
Well, I'm not sure, but you got to admit, prosperity came around the corner awfully fast.
Papa. Surely you're not suggesting that Gate
Well,
took...
now, he's not a pillar of the community, you know, and, he did say he spent some time in an army jail.
So?
Yeah. He seemed almost proud of it.
Dad, Gate wouldn't steal. Okay, he's a little unusual, but...
Well, I hope that's all he is, son, but, I think I better have a little talk with him.
Wait, Papa. Aren't you being a little unfair?
Well, in what way, honey?
Just because Gate got some money, you're jumping to a wild conclusion.
Patty, I said I was just going to talk to him.
Well, isn't that just as good as accusing him? Don't you see how hurt he'll be?
Now, Patty, don't worry. I'll be very, very diplomatic, believe me.
Papa, you can't. I know Gate didn't take that pin.
What makes you so sure?
I guess I better tell you.
Tell us what, Patty?
I took the pin.
Patty, what are you talking about?
Well, I wanted to wear it to the dance last night, and while Richard and I were Watusiing, it disappeared.
Honey, why didn't you tell us?
Well, I kept hoping it would turn up, and I was afraid to say anything.
Patty, I don't understand. I mean, you know, no matter what you do, you can always tell us about it.
Well, folks, this time I'm leaving, and it's for real. But before I go, I want to let you know from the leader on down that you've been a grand group.
Gate, can I get in touch with you any place?
Well, no, Buttercup. I'm not going to be any way you can reach me.
Oh, well, you won't keep in touch with us, will you?
Well, not for a long, long while, but I hope I can come back and pay back you cats for everything.
You wouldn't like to pay us back before you leave, would you?
Huh?
Nothing.
Oh, hey, what's the matter with me? I got something for the mama cat.
For me?
Oh, yeah, it's that bobble bubble the chief gave you. I found it in my room just now when I was packing.
You found it in your room?
Yeah, it must have dropped off when you were cleaning up. You better get that safety catch fixed on it right away.
Oh, yes, I will.
Did I say something strange?
Not at all. And we're very grateful to you.
Especially me.
Gate, can I ask you a question?
Buttercup, you could ask for the moon. I'd give it a good try.
Well, why can't you tell us where you're going to be?
Well, I'm going to be on board ship for the next year.
On board ship?
Oh, yeah, me and the combo got booked for a year's cruise in the SS Vagabond. You know, one of them cruise jobs.
You mean all this time you've been talking about a real ship?
Oh, yeah, me and the skipper are old buddies, and he booked me and the combo there for a whole year's cruise. It's gas.
Oh, that's out of this world.
No, just around it. Yeah, I'm going to miss you, civilian, especially you, Buttercup.
Thanks, Gate.
I'll get you a taxi, and Ross, get his bag.
Oh, no, let me.
No!
Well, you folks have really been a groove.
It's been our pleasure, Gate, really.
Your cab's here.
Oh, crazy. Well, take care, cats.
Bye.
Gate, just before you go, I wonder if I could ask you a rather impertinent question.
Well, sure, why not, Chief?
Well, now, you remember you told us that you spent some time in an Army stockade. What were you in for, if you don't mind answering?
Well, no, it was really a gas, man. See, I had this little combo on the base, you know, Garrison's Grenadiers. Always with the 3 Gs, see. Anyway, so one night this Eagle Cat comes in.
Eagle Cat?
Yeah, Colonel.
Oh.
Hey, you're catching on, babe.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. So, anyway, they're having a party for the big brass, you know. So the Eagle Cat comes up to me, and he wants me to play Happy Birthday.
And you wouldn't?
Right. So he looks at me like this, and he says, Garrison, that's a direct order. You know, just like that.
And you still refused?
Because of your integrity.
Because we didn't know it.
Happy.
Well, listen, you know, Garrison's boys don't play that icky jive anyway. When we come on, we go. cannot better right now, so take care, you cats. Later.
Bye, Gage. Have a good trip. Don't get seasick.
He's something else.
Here's Cathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. The Patties only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
What about the governor? Good idea. Patty, do you realize what you're doing? You don't think they'll come, huh? Well, you're wrong. When you've got the greatest speaker in the whole wide world, everyone will come to hear him.
Hi, I'm home.
That's Papa. Wait till I tell him the news. Oh, boy, Papa, I got some hot news for you.
Hello, Patty.
Oh, hi. You know Mrs. Donovan, our creative writing teacher?
Uh-huh.
Well, she told us to suggest a guest speaker for the class next Monday, and I got the greatest speaker in the whole wide world.
Gee, that's wonderful.
You don't know the half of it. Mrs. Donovan's so flipped out, she invited other teachers to hear the speaker.
Well, it sounds very exciting. Who is this great speaker?
You?
Meet Cathy, who lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. The Patties only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Cathy adores a minuet.
The ballet russe and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves to rock and roll, the hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet! Still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a
Papa, you can't say no.
I just did.
But you didn't. You already committed.
You're committed. I'm not.
Well, either way, the point is you've got to make a speech in front of that class.
Patty, you had no right to tell Mrs. Donovan I was going to be there without asking me first.
So I got carried away. Papa, I thought you'd jump at it. It's an opportunity to talk to the future writers of America.
Yeah, but I have a newspaper to put out. I just can't get away on Monday morning.
Papa, when was the last time I asked you for a favor?
This morning.
Boy, if I can't bring in my own father, I'll be the laughingstock of the whole school. You love to make speeches.
That's right, and I'm going to make one right now. Patty, in the future, when you want something from someone, have the courtesy to ask them first. You can't go around making commitments for other people. Now, that's something you're going to have to get over. Is that clear?
Can I ask you one question?
Yeah, what is it?
Why won't you make a speech in front of the class?
Patty!
The wheels are in motion. It's like a juggernaut that can't be stopped.
Well, just be sure it doesn't run over you. Where's your mother?
In the kitchen. Any luck? Oh, yeah. Lots of it. All bad. He wouldn't do it. Oh, he'll do it. He just doesn't know it yet. I think you'd better get another speaker. Have I ever missed yet?
She didn't even ask me, Natalie. Now, how could Patty be so irresponsible?
I suppose she was sure you'd accept.
Huh?
Martin, you're going to spoil your dinner.
Well, one little olive? Ah, she's going to have to tell Mrs. Donovan she spoke too soon.
Well, you do like to make speeches, Martin.
But that's not the point, Natalie. I mean, it's one thing to be a guest speaker, it's another thing to be a captive. Besides, I couldn't make it on Monday morning anyway. That's when we have our staff meetings. She's just going to have to get somebody else.
From the way she talked, I don't think she's planning to get anybody else.
Oh, it's not my problem.
I hope not. Martin.
Oh, one little radish?
Hi, Kath.
Hello, Richard.
Hiya, Patty.
Hi, Rich.
Well, did you talk to him? Is he going to do it?
Yeah. No.
Well, what does that mean? Is he going to speak or isn't he?
Of course he is, Richard.
But he doesn't know it yet.
Oh, you've done it again. I told you should have asked him first.
Will you stop worrying? I told you he'll be there.
You seem awful positive.
Of course I'm positive. In fact, I'll bet you dinner in the theater that my father will make that speech Monday morning. Is it a bet?
Would you mind if I got a drink of water before I made my decision?
No.
Thanks.
No.
Hi.
Hello, Richard.
Oh, Richard.
Mr. Lane, are you going to speak at Patty's class on Monday?
No, Richard, I'm not.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Thanks a lot. Bye. It's a bet.
Busy, darling?
Oh, no. I was just finishing up an editorial. Sit down.
I, just had a long talk with Patty while she helped me with the dishes.
Patty who?
This thing on Monday is really very important to her.
Oh, it's more important than you know, Nat. Do you realize what week this is?
No,
National Character Building Week.
I never heard of it.
I just made it up. Listen, Nat. Patty has to learn sooner or later that she cannot use people. Now, I'd probably be willing to speak at her school, but I'm not going to let her force me into a position where I have to speak there.
You won't change your mind?
Well, I sure won't.
All right, I'll just have to tell her that I did the best I could.
Do you mean that she sent you in here to talk to me?
Oh, Martin, she seems so desperate and, I don't know, helpless.
Patty's about as helpless as a Sherman tank.
She said it was like a juggernaut that couldn't be stopped.
Well, I'm sure it's not that serious, Nat. She probably doesn't even know what a juggernaut is.
Come to think of it, I'm not sure I do.
No, it was from Hindu mythology. It was a monstrous wagon with a religious idol on the top of it. And they used to roll it down the street, and fanatics would throw themselves under the wheels. They get carried away by their emotions, you know.
Patty knows what a juggernaut is.
Uncle Martin,
Mm-hmm.
are you busy?
No. I was just finishing up an editorial. Sit down.
Thank you. Oh, my, isn't that interesting? It must be wonderful to be able to influence so many people.
Well, I'm not sure I'm influencing anybody. I just express my opinion.
You know, the greatest place to mold opinions is in the school, where the minds are at a formative stage.
No.
No what?
No, I'm not going to speak at Brooklyn Heights High on Monday morning. Now, Cathy, you got a lot of common sense. How could you let Patty use you that way?
Use me?
Well, sure. She sent you in here to plead her cause.
Well, she didn't exactly send me.
Well, she doesn't exactly send me either. Look, you tell her that you took the message to Garcia and he said no.
Martin, are you certain you won't change your mind?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Then I'm worried.
Why?
Because Patty's not going to change her mind either.
You busy, Dad?
No, I was just finishing up an editorial. Sit down. Over here.
I'd like to talk to you about Patty's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
You see, I figured that this year, instead of giving her handkerchiefs or something, we might do something nice for her. I think that it would make Patty very happy if you went to speak at her school.
When did you develop this sudden interest in Patty's welfare?
What's so sudden about it? I've always been interested in Patty's welfare. It's just that I've been too busy up to now to do anything about it.
Oh.
Yes, sir. In my book, Patty's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So won't you please do it? It'd mean a lot to her.
Mm-hmm.
And to me.
What does it mean to you?
$1 if you say maybe, 2 if you say yes.
So what you're suggesting is that instead of the usual birthday present, we should give Patty something different. Me.
Right.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah?
Sure. I think if I speak at her school, it'd be a wonderful birthday present.
Then you'll do it?
I'll be glad to. On her birthday. Next December.
Well, you can't win them all.
Yeah, I know that, Ross. And you know it. The question is, does Patty know it?
Ross, here.
He said he'd speak at your school for your birthday.
Oh, Ross, isn't he the greatest? That little kid went right in there and talked him right into it. What else did he say?
Would you buy me a soda before I tell you?
You said he'd do it.
Yeah, but you'll have to wait till December.
Well, fellas, what'll it be?
I'll have a chocolate sundae.
And I'll have another peanut butter and jelly sandwich with a chocolate soda. And don't forget the onions.
A chocolate soda with onions?
Don't be silly. They're for the peanut butter and jelly. Excuse me a minute. Well, Patty?
If you say I told you so.
I wasn't going to say that, but now that you mention it, I told you so.
Oh, boy, there's Mrs. Donovan.
Hello, Cathy.
Hello, Mrs. Donovan.
Hello, Mrs. Donovan.
Oh, don't get up. Don't get up.
This is my cousin Ross. Ross, this is Mrs. Donovan, Patty's creative writing teacher.
Oh, that, Mrs. Donovan.
Did you lose something, Patty?
No. Hi there, Mrs. Donovan.
I can't tell you how I'm looking forward to hearing your father on Monday.
We're all looking forward to it, aren't we, Patty?
You must be pretty excited about it.
Oh, yes.
Her father is, too.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, he hasn't been this excited about anything in years.
Well, you tell your father how much we're looking forward to hearing him speak.
I will. You know, I sure hope he doesn't get called away to the Far East this weekend.
Well, is there a possibility of that?
Oh, well, you never know with the newspaper editor. They have to go where the news is. And the situation's pretty flaky down there, you know.
Well, if he's in the Far East, we'll understand. But if he's here, we'll expect him at school on Monday.
Well, what are you going to do now, Patty?
It's very simple, Richard. I'll just figure out a way to get my father to the Far East for the weekend.
The important thing to remember about writing is that the creative faculty is there for all of us to use. But like any other faculty, if we want to develop it, we must constantly use it and improve it.
I thought you'd gone. Aren't you playing golf today?
No. I called Eddie Sheldon and told him to go on without me.
What are you doing?
Oh, well, I'm just rehearsing a little speech.
What kind of a little speech?
Well, it's a little speech for Patty's creative writing class on Monday.
Oh, darling. I can't thank you enough
Well, what for?
for getting Patty off my neck. Oh, she's going to be so tickled.
Well, to be perfectly blunt about it, I'm not really doing it for Patty.
No?
No, I got to thinking about it, and I decided, why should I deprive the whole class?
You mean why deprive them of the greatest speaker in the world?
Yeah. No. Well, okay, yeah.
Wonder if Patty knows how lucky she is to have a father like you.
Well, if she doesn't, I'll tell her. You know, I had to change our whole staff meeting around to do this, and this thing is really developing. I mean, it's something a lot bigger than Patty would bargain for.
What do you mean?
Well, I told TJ about it, and he thought there might be a story in it. So we've assigned a reporter and a photographer to cover my speech. You know, famous editor addresses his daughter's creative writing class.
I thought you were going to address the class.
Well, I am. Oh.
I think it's just marvelous. Wish I knew where Patty was. I'd call her.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the look on her face when I take her off the hook.
I'll let you know what happens, Richard. Patty, are you sure you know what you're doing? Of course I do. It's one of my finer moments. When I tell Papa that I've invited a rival editor to come and talk to my class, he'll beg me to let him come. But you haven't invited anyone else. That doesn't make any difference. You just don't know anything about psychology. Watch me fix it. Papa!
I'll let you break the news to her.
Oh, hi, Mom. Can I talk to you a minute?
Is it about that speech on Monday?
Yeah, how'd you guess?
Well, because I'd like to talk to you about that speech, too.
Papa, before you start, I want you to know that I've been thinking it over and I realized I was wrong.
Well, so long as you realize what you did.
So I asked someone else to make the speech for me.
You what?
What do you mean you invited someone else?
Just what I said. You know Mr. Connolly of the Evening Express? He said he'd be delighted to do it. Isn't that the end?
The living end.
You mean it doesn't grab you?
Do you mean that you asked the editor of that scandal sheet to address your class?
Oh, it's not such a bad paper, Papa. And I understand Mr. Conley's a great speaker.
Patty, how could you do this? I thought I was the greatest speaker in the whole wide world.
You are, Papa. But Mr. Conley's going to be there. See ya.
See that little girl who just walked out of here? Do you know what she's done to me? She has made me the laughingstock of the whole newspaper business.
Oh, Martin, now, it's not that bad.
It isn't. Do you know what I have to do now? I have to get on the phone and tell TJ that my daughter has rejected me in favor of the editor of the Evening Express. Nat, how could she do that to me?
Martin, why don't you explain it to her?
Explain it? Oh, you mean beg her to let me speak there? Well, I wouldn't speak there now if my whole life depended on it.
She did invite you first, you know. I mean, there's really no reason to be upset.
Who's upset? And I'll tell you another thing. That Connolly has been spoiling for a fight for a long time. He probably put Patty up to this, turning my own daughter against me. Okay, if it's war he wants, that's what he's going to get. War.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to rewrite Monday's editorial. You know, the Evening Express has been opposed to bond issues for schools for a long time. Well, I'm going to ask them on the front page of the Chronicle how they have the nerve to send their editor down there to speak to a group of high school students. Wait a minute, I have a better idea. I'm going to send a reporter down to cover his speech. And then I'm going to print that speech right on the front page opposite the editorial he wrote attacking the bond issue. I'll nail him to the mast.
Darling, calm down.
I am calm, Natalie. I'm calm.
Does this work?
Like a charm. Oh, Cathy, man, it's so easy to handle when you've got the key.
Are you sure you didn't force the lock?
Of course I'm sure. In 3 minutes, there will be a knock on that door, and Papa will come in, and he'll say,
Patty, I've been thinking it over, and, well, you were right. I should have accepted your invitation to speak for the class, and, well, if it's not too late, maybe you could call Connolly and tell him you've made other arrangements.
I'm more powerful than I thought.
Come in.
Patty,
Yes, Papa?
I have been thinking about your invitation to Connolly.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I would like to tell you something.
Go ahead.
I think it's the best thing you could have done.
You do?
Yeah, and in fact, you can tell him for me that the Chronicle is going to send a reporter down there to cover his speech, and I would like to hear what he has to say about that.
Papa, look, maybe I made a mistake. Maybe you'd reconsider about speaking at the school. Why can't we sit down and talk it over,
Oh, we can sit down, but there's nothing to talk about. Everything I have to say from now on, I will say on the front page of the Chronicle.
The Chronicle?
Yeah, I have just declared war on the Evening Express.
Well, what's you going to do now, Patty?
What's left? I just started World War III.
Patty?
Hi, Rich.
Cathy told me the bad news.
I've done it again.
No, you haven't. This time you've outdone yourself. You've got 2 speakers who aren't going to speak, and you started a newspaper war.
You know, that's what I like about you, Rich. Whenever things look blackest, you're always there with a word of doom.
I just want you to face facts.
I can't.
Well, why not?
If I did, I'd kill myself.
You never even asked Connolly to speak, did you?
I may be a lot of things, but I'm not a traitor. I wouldn't go to that scandal sheet if you paid me. Do you know they've been against every bond issue for new schools? The only person I wanted to speak there was my father. Have you ever heard him speak, Richard? He's really great. He gets so excited about everything he says, and he gets everybody else excited. I guess he's just about the greatest speaker in the whole wide world.
Except Monday morning.
Except Monday morning.
Don't worry about those tickets, Rich. I'll get them, and you decide where you'd like to have dinner.
Oh, don't worry about that. You can forget our bet. I'm worried about you. The president of the school board is going to be there Monday morning. Your father is sending a reporter, and you haven't got a speaker.
Think anybody will notice?
You could go to Mrs. Donovan and explain.
On Saturday?
Well, what about the...
I tried. She's not listed in the phone book.
Well, there's one other solution.
Oh, I thought of that. But I'm a coward.
Tell your father the truth.
Cathy thought of that. I can't.
Well, why not?
Richard, the reason Papa was not going to school in the first place is because he thought I tried to force him into it. Don't you see, if I go to him now and tell him what I've done, he'll think I'm using even more pressure to get him to do it. I can't. It's my own private little disaster.
Well, if it's any help to you, I'm on your side, Patty.
Sure it helps, Rich.
Isn't Patty coming down to breakfast?
I don't think she's feeling very well, Uncle Martin.
Well, isn't she going to school today?
I don't know.
This is D-Day, isn't it?
Yes, I guess you could call it that.
You going to be there?
No, but we're sending a photographer and a reporter to cover it.
Uncle Martin, do you really think that's wise?
Yeah, I think so, Kath.
Morning, everybody.
Good morning, darling.
Well, bye, everybody.
Aren't you having any breakfast?
I'm not hungry.
Well, I must say you don't seem very happy in your hour of triumph. I mean, it isn't every day that you can convince the managing editor of a newspaper to address your high school class.
It isn't any day.
I guess all the excitement's just gone to my stomach. Papa, I just want you to know that whatever happens, I love you. Bye.
Well, I wonder what's gotten into her.
Guilt feelings, probably. Well, I better get on downtown.
Uncle Martin, may I speak with you a moment, please?
Oh, sure, Kath.
Privately?
Oh, well, why don't we go in the living room?
Ross, you can help me clear.
Haven't you ever heard of the child labor laws, Mom? Besides, I won't eavesdrop.
Ross. Good morning, students. Well, this is a red letter day for the class. And on behalf of the entire class, I'd like to thank Patty Lane for arranging to have her father address us. Now, this is Mr. Dratler, the president of the Board of Education. And, of course, you all know Mr. Lewis, our principal. Oh, and Mr. Lane's speech is being covered by the New York Daily Chronicle. Now, before her father speaks, I imagine Patty has a few things she'd like to say to us. Patty?
As you know, my father is the managing editor of a newspaper, and managing editors are very busy people. They are always busy managing their paper, and one person shouldn't really commit another person to do something unless she checks with him. So I'm here to apologize to you because...
Because I'm late. I'm sorry about that, but as my daughter said, a newspaper editor is pretty busy editing his newspaper.
Papa.
That's all right, honey. You just sit down and relax and listen to the greatest speaker in the whole wide world. Thank you. Thank you very much. Sing with Hi, Dad.
Hi, darling. Well, tell me, how did it go?
I was a smash.
I'm sure you were.
Patty home?
No, she stopped off at Richard's, but she should be home any minute.
Yeah. You know, I may have let myself in for more than I'd bargained for.
What do you mean?
Well, Mrs. Donovan said that next month they're going to have a citywide meeting of all the creative writing classes, and they're looking for a guest speaker.
Oh, no.
Oh, well, that's okay. I'm kind of looking forward to it.
Hi, Ma. Hi, Papa.
Hi, honey.
Well, I guess you heard.
Yes?
Oh, boy, was I a sensation.
You were?
Oh, yeah. Mrs. Donovan went on and on to the class about how you have to use your imagination when you're picking a guest speaker. All the kids were even telling me how thrilled they were.
Yeah. Incidentally, how was your father?
Oh, Papa was fine. You know, even Mr. Lewis congratulated me.
Well, I'm glad we both had such a triumph.
You know that Mrs. Donovan said I could pick all the guest speakers from now on?
Gee, that's wonderful. She was mentioning something about a conference of creative writers next month.
Yeah, you know who I'm going to get for that?
Well, I have an idea.
The greatest speaker in the whole wide world. Vice President Hubert Humphrey.
What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind.